What up? Welcome in. Hello, what up? How we doing? What's up? Ads are not done yet, but they'll be done in like a minute. So it's fine. We'll just let it ride. He's fine. What up, friends? How we doing? Yeah. Did you guys see the Tanglewood teaser image? Did you see it? Were you there? Did you see it? Stephanie, hello. How are you? What's up, Ramen? Nocturne. What's up, Cap? Crow, hello. No? It's nothing to write home about, but it's news. I'd say it's news because it came directly from the Phasmo account. So it's more than nothing. I'll take it. My God. Hockey. Happy. Oh my God. Thank you for the 11 months. Happy. Thank you for the 2 months. Faye, thank you for the 8 months. Hi, Carumba. Excited for the rework. I am too, man. I am too. Hey, what up, Logix? What up, friend? Hey, Swedge, thank you for the follow, man. Welcome in. Frog, thank you for the 26 months. Bella, what is happening? You're so sad and excited. I think that's been the take of the day. I think for the most part, I've seen a lot of people that have been very mixed opinion about it. Yeah. Wondering, will the new map be a small or medium or low? Oh, it has to be small. There's no shot they would make it anything else. There's no way in hell they are going to take one of the most popular maps that exist and turn it into a medium map. No way in hell. There's no way. But I guess we'll see. Bella, thank you for the 13. Cheyenne, thank you for the 7. Hello, friends. How we doing? Perp, thank you for the 14. Is there a game mechanic in Phas where a voice will help me on the walkie-talkie? Will yell help me? Wait, hold on. I learned how to read yesterday. Is there a game mechanic in Phasmo where a voice will yell help me on the walkie-talkie? No. Were you in a solo game and heard someone yell help me? I'm a little confused. When does the rework come out? No idea. We don't know yet. So we were going to go over this, the idea that this might be coming sooner than we think. Multiplayer, but it wasn't them. I think you're being trolled. maybe that's just my take. I think you're being trolled. New to Phas. I'm just plain excited. I'm excited too, man. It's new. It's new. That's why I'm excited. I understand that it's a lot of people's like comfort map. I get it. How dare they? Nah. I'm excited for it, man. I can't wait to see it. Hey, don't use me against me. Thank you, Lizard. Thug, thank you for the biddy. Skullin, thank you for the 10 months. I'm curious about how the new map will be. I am also curious about how the new map will be. Samesies. Logix, I'm not sure that I'm seeing your messages, friend. Like, I see them on my phone. It says everything's connected. What is going on? I'm hoping they just surprise us with it. I'm the same way. I almost like on one hand, I want to know so that way I can plan ahead and I can be available to play when it releases. On the other hand, there's the surprise factor where they just drop you with it and then you just go play. It's really tough to balance that because I want to be able to have the time to go play, you know? Yeah, it's hard to say. Have they announced that the release? No. No release date. No, I'll show you. I'll show you what they released. CG, thank you for the 9 months. Thank you for the hype train, friends. I will show you what they posted. Again, nothing too crazy, but information to be had. Information to be had. Comfort map is Willow for some reason. That's mine too. That's my favorite map. And I mean, they're inevitably going to be changing that one too this year. We just don't know when. Excited but upset to see the new Tangle. See, like the people that are asking why, that doesn't make sense because it makes perfect sense why. I understand if someone's like, I just love the way that it looks right now. That's fine. I totally get that. I understand. I like how they dropped 3 new ghosts during the winter event. I really hope that they give us these new things outside of events. I don't want them stuck inside of like the Halloween event or anything like that. Soon we have the Easter event, the new Tanglewood map and brand new map. Yeah, I know. All the things, man. But we'll take a look. I worry it's going to be crazily dark. That is something that I actually put inside of the partner chat that goes directly to the devs. I said the same thing. I said a lot of the feedback that I'm getting, I'm hearing a lot of people worried that the map is going to be dark like Grafton is. Because if it is, you're going to have a lot of upset people. And understandably so. Hey, City, how are you? Had a bug earlier in Nell's Diner looking into the break room of the hallway. Saw sky and rain. Oh, that's a feature. That's just a feature. First time playing Tangle in 2020, actually being terrified. Yeah. See, that's like when they create these new maps, or like not new maps, when they revamp, when they do all the things, they're adding a lot of awesome interactables as well when it comes to all the stuff that they're doing, right? No, we're not doing that. So I'm curious what that's going to look like. No, you guys would know if the new Tanglewood was out, because if you're following the Phasmo socials, they would have announced it. Yeah. No, today I'm going to be doing the Mr. Tom all difficulty challenge at Tanglewood, because I've got a sneaky that I think we're getting the new Tanglewood soon. I think that's pretty easy to assume based on the image that they posted to X. Yeah. I only follow you. Well, that's not going to help you, Lamp. Infinity, how are you? Hey, City, thank you for the 5 months. Amethyst, thank you for the 11. I found Bleasdale to be dark. Wait, what did you say? I found Bleasdale to be dark and Grafton, I can see everything. What? Now, if it's foggy, okay, that makes perfect sense. I get that. But no, I feel like Grafton's pretty dark. Bleasdale, I feel like, is brighter than Grafton, but they both are a little dark. For sure. Leyland, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Zone, hello. Hi, Michaela. If you had to rank Tanglewood, where would you place it above all the other maps? I'd probably put it at my number 3 or my number 4. If I had to. It is probably my most played map. I still wouldn't rank it as my number 1. For sure. You were in the middle of the Hellmart video. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Dude, that game was so fun. So fun. Hi, Mayor. Spicy Pan, thank you for the 31. Thought it was already. Oh, no, you're good. It's just like the YouTube algorithm. You get fed somebody enough from watching their stuff, you don't realize that you're not following. Don't worry about it, dude. I appreciate it. Thank you, Blood Sample. Sylvie, thank you for the 7. Hello. Oh, my Lanza. Okay. Where's Cutout Pam? In the corner. She was being bad. She was being bad. We had to put her in the corner. Yeah. Nobody puts Pam in the corner. Yeah, I do. All right, let's get rocking everywhere. Can I show the? Yes, that's what I'm about to do now. Yeah. We're about to look at the image that they posted. Again, nothing too crazy here, but it's information. Okay. And I'll take it. Got your first Banshee scream. Hell yeah. Got your first Banshee scream. Hell yeah. Got your first. Sorry. It was like talking into the spirit box. All right. I need to adjust. Let's see. There we go. I think that'll work. That'll do, pig. That'll do. All right. Let's look at the things. Remix. Yeah. Sorry about that. I hear an echo. Oh, really? All right. All of that should be good. I'm sure something's screwed up somewhere, but you know, no biggie smalls. So we had a post from the Phasmophobia X account today, and this is what it was. So they posted this image with 0 text attached to it, literally just this. Now, if you pay attention and you remember things that have been posted by them in the past, then you would know that this is absolutely a image from the new Tanglewood. How do we know that it's an image from the new Tanglewood? because if you look at this, this was part of the image that they posted in Dev Preview 21. It's the kitchen that you see here, and then the door with the coat, and then the bin, or like the umbrella holder. Look here, glass door, coat, umbrella holder. This is it. So them releasing this and saying nothing with it, I think tells us that we're getting Tanglewood soon. How soon? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I'm not sure. Yeah. Can't stop stubbing your toe. Okay. Gifted a sub 2 days ago. Hey, let's go. I think we're getting it sooner rather than later. I would only hope that they would not post this image and be like, all right, guys, see you in April. I sure as hell would hope not. Charlie, literally everywhere. Almost everywhere. You name it. But you can check the bio though. Psych. That would suck. Yeah, I'm excited, dude. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see more footage. I'm sure that we're gonna get like clips or something like that soon. You know, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Tanglewood soon and possibly an listen, don't be teasing me. You know we're not gonna get an amusement park. Unless. And we see something like a wraparound lounge couch. Oh, in the other preview images? Yeah. If I go to, hold on, let me go back to the screen for a sec. Let me go. Oh, wait, did I post this yet? Nope. Did now. All right. Let's see. Games, dev preview. I think it's dev preview 21, wasn't it? Wasn't that the one that had the images and the stuff and the things? Yeah, it was this one. Yeah. It was this one. So we've seen this. We posted a video about this for all the things. Yeah. Callie, thank you for the gifts, friend. Appreciate you. Thank you for the follows, guys. Welcome in. Roar, thank you for the 5 months. Say thank you for being the food streamer. You inspired me to start. Oh, let's go, Toasty. Hell yeah, man. That's awesome. Hell yeah. Hoping the middle of March. I'm just hoping sooner rather than later. Whatever it may be, man. You got me. But this, we've seen this. We've seen those. But what I wanted to go to was the images. Was these. Which it won't let me. Okay. We'll just play this game then. Fine. You want to play hardball? Let's play hardball. Was that the first one and then the second one? Yeah. So we can see right here what I was talking about. The image that I posted, I brightened it up just a touch so that we could see it. But you can see down the long hallway, the door, the coat, the umbrella holder, or whatever it is. Whatever it may be. Yeah. Hey, Keith, how are you? King Eagle. Do you have an echo? How will you be able to loop in the rework? I'm fairly certain that they're adding another looping spot. So they took this one away from the island, but I'm pretty sure that they added another one. Yeah. Oh, snap. If you guys do ! Enter, you could enter the merch giveaway on the purple side. How's the new? Oh, Stephanie, it's been great so far. Yeah, everything's been going really well. Maxwell, thank you for the 20 months, man. Yeah. Oh, I gotta mess with my multi-chat again. That's being weird. It's showing all the commands, and I didn't want that. Oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm fairly certain that CJ has announced it as somewhere, or he was talking about it, about that they added another looping spot somewhere. So people that are super sad because they can't go to the kitchen and loop, would you want to loop in this kitchen? Probably not. It's not that big. So I'm fairly certain they added another one. My guess, probably the living room. Maybe. I don't know. Wonder what the basement will look like. I don't know. I'm curious. Is this like a carport instead of a garage? You know? I don't know. We shall see. Yeah. Hey, Crystal, enjoy the merch. Thank you for the merch giveaway. Oh, it was yours? No worries. No, King Eagle, you're fine. You're fine. I've heard other people having that issue too, and usually like a refresh will do it. Sometimes it's not you, it's the browser. Yeah. Friend lived in an apartment, had a kitchen a lot like that. Makes it extra spooky. Oh God, because you have like personal ties to it. Thinking the door by the kitchen is another way to enter the house. Probably. Yeah, probably. Maybe they're listen, spawn outside. If they want to have an outside space to this, I'm down. Getting that little pool that's in the back. Savvy, thank you for the 10 muds. Yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. These are the only 2 images that we have as of right now. Oh, sorry. We technically have 3 images now. We have the long hallway. We have the living room and this guy. Blondie. What the actual fuck? Yeah, I saw skulls flying across the screen. What the hell? Oh my God. No, that was the bit goal. Honorable, that was the bit goal. If we go back to the newest pic, you can see the couch, what looks like the doors to the basement and the laundry room. Oh, shit. We're long gone. It's over. Oh, there it is. Okay, we're good. We're good. Blondie. What the hell, dude? What the hell? Logix, I got to figure out what's going on. I can't see your messages. I'm going to mess with something so I can see it here in a second. It's going to take me a minute, but we'll get there. Oh, Honorable, it's been great. Sorry for interrupting. Oh my God, Blondie. Homie, that is craziness. Thank you so much. Hi. Gage, hello. How are you? Good grief. Fancy Pants McGee. Outside second floor. I don't think they're going to do a second floor. No, what Drifter's talking about is like, you can see, it's a little hard to see like this, but you can tell like the couch is probably here. So your hallway is here, right? That's the edge of the couch. That's the hallway right there. And then leading that way, and then leading down the hallway, you've got at the end of the hallway this. So you've got the kitchen, which is over here. But then you've got a left door here and then a right door. Based on old Tanglewood, this is the basement. This door would normally lead to like the laundry room garage area. So is the garage still this direction? I don't know. What are we looking at? The image that Phasmo posted earlier today of, but they didn't say anything about it, but we know that it's the new Tanglewood, which means that it's probably coming soon, which is why today we are going to do the all difficulty challenge at Tanglewood. I'm going to fail miserably, but you know what though? We could try. You think Krampus will still spawn on the roof? That'd be pretty funny. Lindsay, thank you for the 14 months. Caitlin, thank you for the daily heartbeat friend. Flame, hello. Coco, thank you for the BDs. Hello. I believe. I believe too, dude. I believe. And not me. All right. Let's do the things and the stuff. I'm going to open Phas, and then after I open Phas, I need to mess around with my chat layout because it's being a dingus. New ghosts for the rework. Since we just recently had 3 new ghosts, I don't think so. I don't think so. Nah. You should do APOC 3 on Tangle. If I get to APOC 3 on Tangle, I will be doing APOC 3 on Tangle. So if you do exclamation point challenge on the purple side, you can see this, that I am doing from amateur all the way to APOC 3. Sorry, rephrase. I'm attempting to get to APOC 3. Doesn't mean I'm going to, but we're sure as hell going to try. No guarantees. I've been doing so much Nightmare. So much. We'll see how it goes. In one stream, maybe. Yeah, possibly. Hey, Goldo. All right. While that's happening, I need to adjust this. All right. Give me a minute to take care of something, and then I'll be ready to rock. Okay? Okay. Something got messed up. Still working out a few kinks when it comes to us since we moved everything over to the new PC stuff. I'm still working on it. It's basically there. It's just little things here or there. That is linked. That says it's connected. What? What? Hey, Dragon Ale, how are you? Amateur's gonna be fun. Hey, don't you diss amateur. There might be people in here that main amateur. You leave them alone. Using tier 3 gear on. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm not gonna worry about switching gear. No, we're gonna leave it alone. Eagle, think of the heart me. Game time, think of the 10 months. Sam, welcome in. Oh, Malanta. Hey, what up, Karma? All right, I need to adjust. I don't know if it's this that's broken or that's broken. I'm gonna disconnect that and reconnect that. That might fix it, it might not. Never did. Wait, what? Never what? Girlfriend's fave. Hello, how are you? All right, well, we'll worry about that a little bit later. Okay, that's fine. Whatever. Well, I'll deal. Because somehow my chat window got all kinds of jacked up and it's showing a lot of stuff that I don't necessarily want it to show. And I don't know why that happened. Not exactly sure. Badges are on. That is on. Chat field, yes. Yes, that's good. Yes. Nothing else. Good, good. Wait, where's the... Oh, there. I need that, definitely. That, definitely. Yeah. Oh, I think it was this. Oh, I think I found the problem. Okay. All right, this new link should work for me. Okay, we'll see if that works. Game time. Game time. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. New difficulties? What, with the Tanglewood update? The only other difficulty that they could possibly make that I could even imagine would be no evidence. I can't even imagine what else they would make. Love the mug. I know I do too. I know I do too. All right. Why is it that I can see the messages there? I just can't see them over there. Up. Hey, what up, Flame? How are you? Trying to fix things. Diaz, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. No, Logix, I wanted to because it was being a dingus. I absolutely did because it was going to bother me if I couldn't see the messages. So now I can see them. Yeah. Hey, gamer, how are you? I think reworking how much you get for the media or perfect games to be better. Yes. I think for perfect games, you should absolutely 1,000,000% get much more. It would entice people to do more perfect games because right now the incentive for perfect games is just what? Kudos? Oh yeah, the lights are working again too, by the way. It doesn't make sense. I don't know. I don't know if that's a part of the update stuff that they're going to do soon or not. I don't know. But we've heard nothing, so we're just, as of right now, it's all speculation. It's all speculations. Yeah, I can see the messages there. Why can't I see them over there? What if I close the window? I'm going to close the window completely. You know, let's do that. Let's try that instead. Come on, work, you silly thing. Messages aren't showing up for me. I'm trying to get them to show up again. Tisk tisk. Is the new Tango going to be small or medium? There's no way they're going to take a small map that's a favorite and turn it into a medium. There we go. Holy hell, man. You and friend watch the VOD tomorrow? Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, Logic's all loving it. It's been great so far. All right. We are going to attempt to do the all difficulty challenge on Tanglewood. Phasmophobia released an image of what looks like the new Tanglewood, which means that we are probably getting the new one pretty soon, which means I'm going to lose the ability to do it on this version of the map. So we're going to try right now. I'm going to get as far as I can. Our hope is to go from amateur to APOC 3. Okay. That is the hope. I will show you. We are going to be using nothing but the presets. I will not be customizing anything because it's fair and easy. Not easy as in I'm going to beat it. That's not what I mean. It's fair that way. So I'm going to go through this amateur all the way to APOC 3. I will do the presets that it gives me. Okay. But for now, while I'm below insanity, I will stick to these. Yeah. Hey, Kale, how are you? But yeah, new Tanglewood, there's no shot that they're going to make that a bigger, like, there's no way they would turn it into a medium map. No, they would have a lot of upset people on their hands. There's no shot. All right, let's go. No time to waste. Oh, side note. Every match, I still haven't corrected my case, by the way. Every single game has to be a perfect game. If it is not a perfect game, I have to go back to amateur. If I get got by the ghost, if I get the ghost wrong, if I mess up photos, all the way back to amateur, no matter how far I've gotten. Does not matter. I think we know where it'll stop at. Wait, what? Hey, Blackout, how are you? J-Man, think of the 8 months. I say, what? All right, let's go. Lucy Mills, I do have 5 minutes of setup time. Capture a photo of the EMF, prevent a hunt with a crucifix and a parabolic microphone. All right, so I have a feeling we'll be using the cursed possession to do our stuff and things. I'm gonna bring the photo camera and the EMF so we can go ahead and knock some objectives out of the way. Yeah. Ginger Ninja, thank you for the 4 months. Good way to spend 22nd birthday. Happy birthday, dude. Hi, Endless. Fact that's your calling card. I heard that. That's a plate or a cup. All right, Ghosty is either in here or it's either in here or is in the garage probably. So let's go. Oh, power starts on in amateur. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. And let's think of the 26 months. Arab B, welcome back. Oh my goodness. Nice and easy objectives. Yeah, not too bad. That's for sure. I'm going to need you to eat a crucifix and do the parabolics, so we might as well go ahead and get those. Let's get this to make sure we know what room it's in. We have a lot of time. We will see. Finished a no evidence run on Sunday. Oh, nice. Nice. Solve it for the setup time expires. Let's do it. 17 degrees. That's not that cold. 21. Okay. 20. Garage ghost, right? No? Oh my God. Dude, okay. If it's freezing, that's such a troll. It's standing right here. Okay, there's the parabolic. What's your best badge out of the 5 maps on the board? What? Hey, Maxwell. Matthew, hello. Say what now? All right, I got 313. Let's go. Man. It's not cold at all. It's not cold in there at all. Stalker? I don't know. The ghost has been over here the whole time, though. Like I said. Where are you? Oh, no. Oh, no. I messed up. I messed up, Aaron. Gosh, dang it. Keep forgetting to open that up. My Logitech app so that we have the mouse buttons. Where are you? Are you here? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Are you here? Are you close? Where are you? Are you here? Okay, all right. Where are you? Are you here? You're such a troll. Why are you so delayed? It was a gosh, dang it. I didn't mean to cut it off. It was a mistake. Listen, dude. Blake, welcome in. How are you? Thank you for the follow. Demon! Thank you for the 15 months. Love all the videos, all the help you give. I appreciate you, man. Yeah. All right. Up. Let's do this. We need to get audio. There's no shot. It's taking too long to get stuff. It knows what you're trying. I know. The ghost is like, not on my watch. Is PC or console? It's PC. All right, dude. All right, dude. Hello. Footsies. I'll take it. What the hell? Who stands like this? Hey, can you touch? Oh, thank you. That's free chicken right there. I'll take it. All right, so we have Spirit Box. We have UV. You are throwing a bunch of stuff. Hey! Just kick the breaker. Oh, Christmas. Oh, it didn't even record. You about to fart on me? No, okay. Gosh, dang it. Listen, I need you to relax, man. You are... Oh, my God. It's pooping on the plates in the sink. Yeah, this is on amateur, by the way. The ghosts are so boring on amateur. Are you sure? I'm not going to get the setup time. There's no shot. But, we'll see if we can get everything else. We need the medias. It is going crazy. I don't see the bone yet. Where'd the bone? Boner, boner, boner. Flames, thank you for the 13 months. Hey, Slinker, welcome in. Needs to eat the crucifix anyway, so that's fine. Buy it some time. It's probably in the basement. Definitely not a shade. The chances have definitely gone down exponentially. The only place I didn't look. Son of a biscuit. Small bathroom. Nope, it's not there. No. Setting up the oh, jump in. Oh, I understand, Endless. Let me know how it goes, dude. Let me know. I'm very, very curious. I brought all this crap back with me. Falling apart. Is the new weekly out yet? No, the new weeklies. The new weeklies do not come out until Sunday night, for me at least. Hi, Katie. Oh, son of a! I didn't bring the video camera yet. First time actually catching oh, hey, welcome in. I appreciate you. Finally bring a video camera because I probably have orbs. If I have orbs, what do we have? No shot, right? All right, there we go. What difficulty are we on? Amateur. Yeah, I'm kicking A. What was that? My first ghost is a mimic. Ain't that some crap? Which means I should be getting freezing temps. Which means... Okay, I wasn't ready for you. I'm... Turn you off. Whoa. Game, you need to relax. Thermometer. Give me freezing so I can take a picture of it. Oh my God. Stop pooping in the sink. Taking too long. Was that EMF 4? Ghost? Hello? Oh, I need the bone. Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. Did you kick the breaker again? Oh. Oh, well, there we go. Don't need that anymore. I do need to pick up the bone, wherever the hell it is. Interesting. Maybe it's in here around the corner or something. It said no freezing. Well, when I checked earlier, it was like 17 degrees. Where's it at, bruh? Did it on the back side of the car or something stupid? It's not behind the door. You sick bastard. Hey. All right, hit it. And a 1 and a 2. That didn't do it. Shimon. Got it. Got it. All right, I need 2 more videos. It needs to eat this crucifix, which, I mean, really, I could force it to do. What if it... Got it. 1 more. Crucifix burn. And then I go on a search for the bone. Where is thy bone? Let's go, hot shot. I've got to be within hunting range, right? Come on, Mimic, do the thing. Leona! Hi, friend. There you go. Who's a good little Mimic? You are. All right, where the hell's your bone, bruh? Hey, hit this motion sensor so I can smudge you. Hello? Hello? We know you're here, hotshot. Going perfect. I have to. Yeah, that's part of the challenge. Get out from under the table. Stop looking for scraps. Damn dogs. I just need the bone, right? Asking the ghost, why is it hiding the bone? Listen, we've got to ask. It's part of the game, man. Why is that timed perfectly? I don't know. It technically could be in a shelf or in something stupid. It's going to be standing out somewhere. I just haven't looked yet. Any luck? Finding the bone? No. Not yet. Our first game, and it's already trying to stop us. This can be tricky because it can really blend in with the carpet. I might have to go get another smoke. Would you knock it off? My volume is really, really high at all times. Events just blast my ear holes. All right, you know what? Hold on. Hold on. Maybe it was telling me it was under the table. Oh, the ghost was giving me a sign. Oh my God. You think it was in the carpet in the living room? Hold on. Listen, we don't need it to hunt because I've already done the thing. Give me that. Give me that. Give me that. Just in case. I understand it's on amateur. I don't care. Better safe than sorry, or else you have to do it again. All right. I'm randomly like getting skips. I don't know what's causing it. Let me see. Possible the bone is under the couch. Listen, I've had the bone in some really awful spots before. So nothing is technically off the table. It could be in the stairs. It could be underneath an object. Yeah. Okay, I'm trying to close this and it's not working. Ancient, hello. There we go. There we go. That should help a little bit. A smooge. Okay. Let's see. It could be under something in the basement. It could be in the tub. It could be behind a door. You never know, man. It's gonna stand out. It's gonna be something really stupid we just missed. Had a bone in the hiding spot. I have too. It's not a very common thing to have happen, but it does happen. Did you check the master bedroom? I thought I did. Did I not? Let's search like this. Is it behind the door? Okay. Checking all my corners. Basement under a shelf. Ooh, what if it's on the shelf? You know? Okay, nothing. Nothing. Had a jawbone on the mop. Oh my god. It could be something that stupid. It absolutely could be. It's worth checking all the corners. Like, what if I had a foot inside of the shoe? You know how crazy that'd be? Frank, think of the 23 months. Big Jaws, think of the 16. Watch it blend with the carpet. Watch it be in a shelf. If it's in a shelf, that's stupid. Ghost. You're not hiding the bone in one of these cabinets, are you? Let's check back here. Let's check the stairs. I hate your face. It was partially glitched through the stairs. How the game's been so far? Well, that was the bone. Yeah, that was a jawbone that was facing down halfway through the stairs. Yeah. Great start. Wonderful start. Really kicking it off with a bang. Just the lower jaw? Yeah.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Jesus, Endless. Prop hunt and Phasmo. Listen, I would be down for some game modes. If they want to start doing stuff like that, I have suggested over and over and over again that they should do some like custom, like think of like Call of Duty playlists where they were making custom games. Kind of like that. That'd be so cool. Want to pop out of lurking and let you know. Love the vids. I appreciate you, Derp. Thank you. What are we doing today? We are doing the all difficulty challenge. Oh, side note, by the way, I'm reaching out to somebody right now about helping me create something so that I can do multi-platform voting so that when I start a vote, it happens everywhere and everybody contributes. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. That way it is not a, oh, you have to be on this side. You have to be over there. You have, no, just wherever you are, you enter by blah, and then you enter. Yeah, 'tis the plan. Airport I work at challenged me to bring my rabbits back in for a foot. Challenged you? Wait, what do you mean challenged you? Thank you for the follows, by the way. All right, amateur is done. That was a task. Okay, maybe intermediate will be a little kinder to us. Yeah, just a smidge, just a smidge. All right, let's go. Oh, my Lantas.
We've arrived. Check the equipment and get set.
Why does it say ads start in an hour 14?
Got the intel. Looks like this is going to be a tough one.
Did they run and I didn't see it?
And it looks like they left in a hurry.
Love democracy. Wonder how a gun game would work in this game. The ghost switches and you need to work your way through. Ooh, or the difficulty switches. Maybe you like find out something for amateur and then it bumps you to intermediate. Then it bumps you to the next, you know? That'd be kind of cool. Peggy, thank you for the 43 months. Hi, friend. Hope they add a ghost that you could see at all times. I feel like that'd be disturbing. You know, I was talking to somebody else about that. It would be really cool to be able to watch a ghost, like watch a ghost that is in a roam state, but you can see it at all times. It'd be really cool. Is Tanglewood map leaving us soon? It has to be. It has to be, dude. I don't know when, but it has to be. They posted that image. That means that new Tangle's coming soon. There's no shot that they're gonna do something different. Yeah. Hunter, hello, how are you? Put a church in there. There's been a lot of really cool map suggestions. I don't know what their plan is for the new map that they want to do. Hey, Gol. Yeah. All right, Larry Winter. Well, it's Larry, which means we can go ahead and do this. Parabolic, capture a photo of the ghost, and 3 unique videos. Well, medias for sure. We could do this. Maybe we do that. Wait, do I need a photo? Yeah, I need a photo of the ghost too. So we could do that as well. What ghost do you struggle with the most and hope you don't get in your cases? I hope that I don't get shades because they're dull. But I mean, they're textbook. Like, they are what they are. They do nothing. Urays suck because the only feature about them really is that they slam doors shut. Gorios suck because they suck. Yeah, those ones. What case am I on? It's a lie. This is a lie because I have a new PC. This is linked. Your case number is linked to your PC. It's local. So that's incorrect. I don't know what I'm actually on. Yeah. All right, intermediate. Let's go. I have a setup timer still. All the things. All right, hopefully we find the bone early and not stuck in the stairs. That'd be great. I could also try to get the parabolic out of the way too. Yeah, 11,000 something. Whatever it may be. Like, even on a new PC, I'm still seeing random stutters. That's the game. That's definitely not me. Ghosty. What was that? Did something just shuffle? Oh, my Atlanta. Well, that's a little bit easier. Katie. Damn it. Breaker's in the basement. Katie, thank you for the subs, friend. Downloaded this game because your friend told you to. Know nothing about the game. Make sure you do the tutorial. Do the tutorial. Ask your friend to, like, commentate everything that they're doing in a game when they're playing. It'll be really helpful. What I think is the best upgrade from tier 1 to tier 3? Flashlight. The strength of the tier 3 flashlight from the tier 1, night and day. All right, well, I guess we're not going to get it this way, eh? What's your name? Larry! Larry Veinter. No ghost, huh? That sucks. Larry? Prestige am I? 20. Larry! God. I'm never going to get this objective done. The ghost isn't talking. Larry! Hello? Oh, hi, Larry. Hey. Firelight. Oh, that's a good one too. Yeah, having the firelight that can be lit forever is nice. All right, well, we're not going to sit here and do this for 15 hours. Let's go get stuff and figure out what it is first. What the hell? Did the homeowner evict the ghost? Get out of here. Do that. Larry doesn't want to do the thing. Larry's not in the mood. Guys, I had like the worst day ever. Someone on Instagram called me a casual. I was absolutely blown away. Yeah, sickening, right? Called me a casual. Oh, so you're here. Ooh, okay. Did you cry? Just a little bit. Not a lot. It's all right. I called him a weirdo. I said it's not really the flex you think it is to not be a casual in Phasmo, you weirdo. And not to mention, and they're following me. Ay, caramba. What do you consider a casual? No, the question is, what do they consider a casual? Somebody that's partnered with the game and has been for the past few years, has played it for the past, I don't know. I'm not sure. If I'm casual, shit. I don't know what you guys are. I got a chuckle. It was pretty funny. I mean, okay, that is true. That is true. I am on case like 7 or 8. That is very casual of me. I'm never going to get this objective. Oh, well. You know, it was great while it lasted. Your mind jumps to clothes. Like casual or business attire? Oh, that's probably for the best. That's probably the way you want to go. What is the change from intermediate to amateur? The ghost is more active. Some of the doors might start partially open. Blocked hiding spot. What else? The power doesn't start on. Things like that. All right. Well, where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Ooh. Hello. Hello, Bobby. Yeah, let's do that. I like it. You following me? Did the ghost attack you in here? And where? In chat or in the game? Which one? Shady? It's being a little shady, right? But I don't... No, I'm gonna get another one of these. Yeah, the timer is different. It's not 5 minutes, right? Well, that's just a noob. I'm just a little noob. Leave me alone. I'm just a BB. All right, so we have Spirit Box. That's it so far. I did not see orbicals. Walk. I'll take it. Walk. Might be moving to the living room. Oh my God. Is that Apocrypha? I knew it. No, I still see my breath here. Very close to freezing. All right, this is... Who is the best Phasmo player? I think that's impossible to know. I think there are people that excel at certain things. I do not think that there's a best player. Oh, my pants. No, Yuri's off the table. Never mind. No, no orbs. I might have UV, though. I haven't checked for that yet. I'm on intermediate. Yeah. My sanity 74. You know what? Do I need you to hunt? I mean, I need a photo of you, and I also need 3 videos. You're just being a little on the tame side. Oh, you wait for me to leave. You suck. All right. Ooh, possible Dio. Let's go. How good is level 2 dots? Level 2 is good. I like level 2. No, the mimic cannot hide orbs. If you have a mimic and you're not seeing orbs, it's just because it's glitched out or something. Would you seriously relax? Dio's a maybe. He's a maybe. Super close to freezing, but I'm not getting it. Where's my salts? Let's just go and do a UV check while we're here. Can you be a wraith? Nope. Nope. Oh, I have UV. It touched Nanor. I have a Pulte. Wait, do I have a camera on me? Where's my camera? Mom, camera! Got it. Hey, Coda. How are you? Find Phasmo next month. Nice. Got any suggestions to get better for a first-timer? I would just start to figure out what all the things do, man. All the equipment. Don't get frustrated like him. Yeah. He's not a very happy guy. I need to go get a lighter. Pulte bomb for the video? I could surely try. Every time we get a Pulte and we want a Pulte bomb, it doesn't Pulte bomb. You know this. I know this. Chat knows this. Hey, Bogey, welcome in. It doesn't happen. lighter, but I can still try. We could get the crucifix. I might even do double crucifix just to be safe. Is he laying a dump? Why did he groan like that? That's possible. I'm not 100% sure. All right, well, the juice is here. Ghosty is here, so we'll put those there. Like a dat. I could go get the writing book. Because I have a second writing book and I could use that to get more stuff. Would you say Phasmo's a good game for growing on stream? Yeah, for sure. It has a really good following, especially across streaming platforms. You just have to make sure that you're actually enjoying it. If it's visible that you're not enjoying the game, your chat's not going to enjoy it. Do I eventually play Demonologist sometimes? That's a very strange question. I do play Demonologist sometimes eventually. Probably. Maybe. Not sure. Possibly, though. All right. Now I can do that and get a video of it, too. Do I already have a video of this? I do, yeah? I do. Okay. When in Rome. Want to start playing streaming, but no one shows? How much do you promote yourself across platforms by posting videos? If the answer is none, well, there's your answer. Yeah, I have to go for perfect games. Yeah, have to. Hey, Tornado. Tiffany, thank you for the heart me. Hello, hello. Hey, Ray. Gotcha. Load out. Trying to focus on one thing at a time. Trying to. I'm not doing a very good job at it. I don't. Well, okay, so you need to understand it from the streaming platform perspective. If you are not promoting yourself anywhere and posting content for people to find you, and then you go live and nobody shows up. Are you telling friends that you're streaming? Are you telling family that you're streaming? Do you have a community that you've built that you're telling that you're streaming? Oh, that's just gonna be an object throw. Son of a bitch. It just multi-bombed me. Oh, I do need a photo of the ghost. Oh, you're right. Ooh, and I've got one more photo left. Touche, salesman. Touche. Need that ghost photo. Wait, did I see my cursed object? I did not, right? Ghosty's mad. But yeah, if you're streaming to 0 people, then you're at the bottom of the discovery list when it comes to streaming. And that can be hard. It's tough because unless you have people that are very purposefully flipping their search and going all the way to 0 and then looking for someone to watch. People do that. I do that, but it's not a very common thing. It naturally puts you at the top of the highest viewer. So that's where most are going to find people. But yeah, by just... Oh, it's the butchers. Oh, hi, friend. By telling friends and family and everybody else that you're streaming, then you're already above so many other people. Highly recommend it, man. Especially if you're just starting. Yeah, Larry came to say hi. All right, I need 2 video. Oh, I still need audio, man. Media is gonna be the death of me. Do I always play solo? No, I play with friends as well. BX, thank you for the follow. Callie, welcome in. Thank y'all for the follows, man. Blunder, Ya, Mother of Galaxies, hello. G-Man, hello. Would you say playing with friends or solo would be better for views and stuff? My suggestion for you, how educated are you on Phasmo? If those friends and family show up to watch your stream, yeah, nobody has to do anything, right? But if they do, that's awesome. That's great. I could go get the other writing book. Could you get a sound with the book? Yeah. Learning very fast. So if you're decently educated in the game and you're looking for the aspect of like streaming, I would highly suggest solo. Because if you're playing solo, you're going to be able to talk to those people that are there. Shut your lips. Oh, wait. Oh, I always forget about that. Gosh dang it. You're right. Where are you? I forget about this all the time. Where are you? Are you here? Oh, that's not the one I wanted to record.
Close to bustling.
Whoops. Yikes. 2 videos. I'm gonna go get another smudge just to be safe. My brain is all over the place today. It's so tough. Now you can listen to it over and over and over again. I know we can do like a remix if you guys want.
Close to.
Let's see. What do we need? All right. I still need the parabolic, for goodness sake. All right. I'm bringing in the second one. And I'm going to bring another smudge while I'm at it too. Do I need you to hunt? No, I don't. F that. I'm taking another one. It's a good remix. I'm going to talk to Doc about it. I have a feeling Doc won't be down for that. Yeah. Oh, you're right. I can put these here. Needs more of a beat drop. That's okay. We'll get there. Callie, thank you for the shout out. Thank you for the roses. All right, let's put that guy in there. So what can I get? I can get, if Ghosty shows up in another form, I could get it that way. Yeah. Or a light burst. I could get one of those. Close to crashing. Oh, salt. Oh my God, dude. See what I'm saying? It's Friday. Bex, thank you for the 6 months. Oh my God. Hey Buns, how are you? Be cool if you record your own response. Listen, I still really wish that you could record actual video clips. And I wish that you could record, like, and your audio and stuff would be in it. I wish that when you recorded with the sound recorder, that it recorded all audio that was happening at the moment. Yeah. Do you play with viewers something? What? Dawn, thank you for the 2 months. If I reach my goal on the purple side for the month, we schedule a viewer day for the following month. What difficulty? Intermediate. I'm pressing myself to try to make myself better. Hey, can you write in the book? That'd be great. Thanks. See if we can get this. Aha. All right, now do this. Do this. Must have a lot of time. Oh, yeah. Do you mean, to be playing on intermediate? Oh, yeah. Casual pro over here. Oh, do I play with viewers sometimes? Yes. Yeah. Hey, Britt, thank you for the 7 months. Dawn, thank you again. Hey, write in the book in 3, 2, 1, go. Never mind. Oh, no, I don't need a double video. No. Although, I don't have this out, do I? Let's try to expedite this process. The bone? Oh, yeah, the bone is glitched on Sunny. Absolutely. I will once you're done this. Come over and do one of these things and I'll leave. It doesn't matter which one it wants. I don't care. Either one. Yeah, the bone at Sunny spawns in the same spot every single time. It's been broken for quite a long time now. And now the bone on Willow does not spawn in the basement. So take advantage of that while you can. Any day now. Any day now. I've got those. Got audio. Need one video. Hope they never fix it. I hope they do. I hope they do. Hey, what up, Jason? Oh, real original. Pulte picking up objects. Wow, that's crazy. All right. Well, while we're here, breaker in the basement? Yeah. change the bone requirement, which, dude, that would be so great. Maybe that's why they're not giving a crap about it. You know how awesome that would be? I'm gonna put that there. I'm gonna put the lighter there. Risking it for the biscuit here because we're trying a thing. How many... Oh, yeah, now you want to do it. Jerkhole. And it's been 84 years. I don't have anything for that. Where's all the crap? Oh. Did you Polty-splosion this shit, dude? There you go. All right, give me all the bathroom stuff. What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on Phasmo being ported to Switch 2? It's fine. I really don't have any thoughts on it because I don't plan on playing it on Switch 2. Why was that like muffled? Hey, can you do the thing with this stuff, please? Thanks. We have some friends here that would probably like to see that if you wouldn't mind. Just a quick little one too, if you don't mind. Jump scared you. How do you think I feel? I'm in the driver's seat. Embrace, hello, how are you? All right, we're leaving. I would love to see the Polty bomb. Okay, we're going out of here. King Newt, you probably would have better luck doing some Google searching, friend. Just a pro tip if you're trying to figure out all that stuff. I'm not gonna wait around, man. We're gonna sit here for 15 years. Nope. Nah, we got the ghost. We'll get out of here. It's only Nintendo products, but it's cool. It's reaching other devices. I think it's cool too. No, I think it's really cool too. I don't picture myself playing on a small device like that all the time. But I mean, if you dock the Switch 2 and you play that way, as long as it's smooth, then all good, man. All right, perfect game. Nice. On to Prow. On to Prow. Lazy Larry. That's right. That's right. Well, yeah, King Noob, but asking chat to give you all the answers for all that stuff is probably not the intended purpose. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, hey guys, give me a gaming channel name. Hey guys, I need to know that. Hey guys, I need to do this. Like, it's really not the way. Yeah, ChatGPT. There you go. Give me 10 ideas for gaming names, and then use those as inspiration to then find other names. Yeah, don't just take the one it gives you, but use it as inspiration. On the board where APOC 3 is. Which is your favorite one? On the board where APOC 3 is. Oh, Tama, weren't you asking me about that earlier? You seem very destined to figure out that answer. Which card is my favorite? Probably... Well, let's look it up. What do we got? We've got... the farmhouse one. That's the Easter egg. We've got Sunny Meadows, which for the longest time, the color was not correct on this and they fixed it. Thank God. We've got Lighthouse Keeper and Ranger. Am I missing one? Is that all of them? I feel like I'm missing something. Am I missing something? Was it the wait. Was it the Nomad? Nels. Yeah, this one. The Nomad badge. Yeah. If I had to have a favorite out of all of those badges, I don't know. The Ranger one's kind of cool. I don't know. It'd probably be the Ranger. Out of those 5, probably the Ranger for me. Yeah. I'd say probably. Let's come back to that. There we go. Haven't been able to play Phasmo in so long due to work and stuff. Get back into it. Now would probably be a good time, especially with all the stuff and things possibly coming soon. We don't know. I know that Tanglewood on the Trello got moved into closed beta testing. Closed beta. Like the Lighthouse badge, but not enough to try to get it. Yeah, I think that's the other debacle. Is you've got to like it enough to want to play the map. Get it correct 50 times. The Easter egg on the lighthouse was great. I loved solving that live. We did that live, and probably one of the first ones to figure it out by themselves. Not the first. No shot. Do you think Tangle will get a badge? I can only hope. They have to, right? Yeah, they have to. How do you get new badges? It depends on which one you want. There's Easter egg badges. There's playing through these. You can get the badges this way. You can do the apocalypse, get all the achievements. Lots of ways. Yeah. It's impossible, in my opinion, to have inspiration from nothing. Can't imagine a gaming concept by yourself. Otherwise, if you can, the idea will be original according to the point of view. So yeah, you can give based on concept. Well, yeah, and I think a lot of people, before you had things like ChatGPT, like you were pulling inspiration from the things around you. So other medias, other people, whatever it may be. Like one of my favorite band is Thrice, and they do not listen to their own type of music. Like when they're listening to music for inspiration, they're listening to jazz. So like, it's just, you pull from the things you know, but you get inspiration from these things and you turn it into your own. You don't take what they have and then just copy, paste, because what makes you any better if you're just copying and pasting? You're not. What's the plaque on the wall near the door? That is my, basically my legacy patch. So if you played the game before you prestiged, this is the thing you got. Yep. Got it right there. When it goes to closed beta, does that mean it could be within the next month? That'd be my guess, Pog. Yeah. Like when it goes closed beta, hopefully within a month, we're seeing it. Yeah. Any wishes on what the new stuff you want to see in the new rework Tangle? Just lots of things that are interactable. Just lots of things that the ghost can do and that we can mess with too. Yeah. Alrighty then. Did I miss anything? Are we on par? Everything good? Stevie, welcome in. Hello. Can't improve yourself. Your inspiration's you. You just repeat the same things again and again. Right. Which is why you pull from the things around you. Your experiences, the things you run into. I mean, you can get inspired by walking outside into a desert. But again, that's an outside source that you're pulling inspiration from. Yeah. Logix, get out of here. Can you join? No. Feel like Tangle comes out next week. That'd be sick. We don't have any word yet, but that would be pretty awesome. I did, Athena. Yeah, we went over it when the stream started. Yep. I actually posted a comment on that post that had the dev preview image with that image. Yeah. Yeah, please? No. What is my favorite drop badge? You know what? One of my favorites for sure. Is it this one? This is one of my favorites for sure. I love this badge. This one, I'd say probably this one and this one. These two are two of my favorites for sure. But I think another one up for contender is this guy. Because that was the one that you had to be watching a streamer that was streaming at TwitchCon to get that badge. And I was lucky enough to get to actually stream from TwitchCon. So that was cool. Dedicate some time for a room show and tell. Oh, for mine? I will at some point. I promise. Yeah. Yeah. I missed everything. Can you start over, please? We'll rewind. It'll be fine. Hi, Eric. Do you have all the badges that have been released? No. No, I have most. I do not have all. There's like a VIP badge. There's a few badges that I just don't have. I don't know if I ever will. To get this one, you need to be a Kinetic Games partner. If you're looking to apply to be a Kinetic Games partner because you are a content creator, you can go to the Phasmo server on Discord and you can apply. They basically look at YouTube and Twitch. Twitch, they're looking at average viewership over a certain amount of time. YouTube, they're looking at average views on a video over a certain amount of time. Yeah. All right. Let us go to professional. We can definitely do this for ad tip. We have a while.
All right.
Hey, Polly, how are you?
Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly before
What is my the prestige badge? I can pull that up later. Thank you, Mayor.
The ghost here seems to be linked to a cursed object. Go and take a closer
Hope they
look.
drop it on St. Patty's Day. I don't know. They might. Badges are special or only if you have like being yeah there's certain one like the developer badge is pretty sick, but I'm obviously never gonna have that. Translator badge, right? Yeah, certain ones I'm just never gonna get, and that's okay. But the VIP badge, like I don't know how I would ever get that, but like there was a point in time where we gave away VIP badges. I would love to do that again at some point. And then we can decide ourselves how to give them away, which is super cool. All right. Pro. This is probably the most popular game mode in the game, more than likely. Capture a photo of the ghost, average sanity 25, and witness a ghost event. This does get a little dicey though, because now the ghost can hunt the second we walk in if it's a demon. Before we had a little bit of a timer. Now we don't. So it makes me want to go smudge just in case. Just in case. We're going to go in like this. You know what? No. We're going to go in like this. Let's go. The heart one from the fundraiser. Oh yeah, got that one. Can you lose badges? No, unless, I don't know. I assume they can pull badges from you if you're a part of their team and then you get removed. Right? Like if I had to guess. All right, first things first, to the power. Nightmare's to go to. Oh, Nightmare's my favorite. Oh yeah, I love Nightmare. Garage, okay. Do a quick lap through here real fast. See if we see a boner jam. Why take the flashlight if you do the headlamp? Because if I drop the flashlight like this, let's say I drop the flashlight like that, right? And then I don't have the headlamp on and I don't have the power on. But I do this, now I can see at all times. It's like, okay, well, why bring the headlamp? I mean, why bring this in at all? So that I can see around the map and so that you guys can see better. Because if I'm just walking around like this, that's not a lot for you guys to see. But you can see the game a lot better if I'm like this. So it's not just a player standpoint, it's also content standpoint, because I want you guys to be able to see the game. Easy to build a community with videos and streams because the video won't disappear so people can see it everywhere. Yeah, I always suggest you should be building a community away from stream and then stream, because then you won't start streaming to 0 people. But I'm not a social media expert. I mean, that's just based on purely experience. All right. So Ghosty's probably garage. There's like 3 degrees in there, so we might actually get freezing. Wow, dude. What an a-hole. Oh, wait. Pre-video? Ayo. Can't be a gin. EMF 5. Damn, dude. Just give it to me for free. When I was on solo and I had it on Nightmare and I think the ghost hunted, made me really confused. What am I going to do this weekend? Live? Stream on Sunday, kids basketball game, you know, all the good stuff. No, that was earlier. No pizza time right now. We might be able to get lucky and get in there and get possible UV on the breaker stuff. Maybe. Existing's a good goal. I think so. I did Phantom. I just didn't get a photo yet because I suck at that. Oh, well, now I can actually check. Thank you. Where are you? Are you here? 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 Oh, sick. It's a child. Ugh. Ugh. Freezing. It's an Oni. All right, well, I need to get some media because it's going to event on me here soon. Leftover pepperoni pizza? Nice. That was fast. I know. Amateur, intermediate. They're like, nah, we're going to drag this out for a while. Not this one. 85 sanity. If I get evented on by the Oni, it is going to chunk away at our sanity. So I need to be careful, SpongeBob. What difficulty am I planning to end on? Hopefully the APOG 3. Talk the devs implementing a badge gained by claiming it with channel points, but the points required. Talk the devs into claiming a badge. Oh, you mean like with the content creators? All right, you're an Oni. Event. Avanti. Yeah, it's a child. Yeah. Hello. Did I know that I can get sound of the EMF5? I did know, yeah. I know I'm only on case number 7, but I did know, yeah. I'm not taking a picture of the dots. F you, dude. Nope. Not today. Nope. I'm gonna go take a picture and it's gonna fail. Nope. Oh, what the hell? Only 7? Noob. Motion sensor, please. Hey, Clay, how are you? Hello? Oh, that'll do, pig. Cheese. All right, I need the sound recorder. Oh, Rosilia, it's been great. It's been really good so far. Dots is tough because it shows up and disappears within a heartbeat, man. I need one more video, but I need sounds. Sorry, casual. Yeah, that's my bad. You are absolutely right, Peggy. I'm sorry. I do need my sanity to drop, so that's fine. Every partner content creator only. Each one has their own badge. I think it would be cool, and this is a very selfish thing to say. I think it'd be cool if whenever they do the character stuff, which hopefully is happening soonish, that the official creators have like a cosmetic in the game, and then you can earn that specific cosmetic by watching that creator. So like if I had like a hat that you could wear in the game, you could earn it by watching my stream, but you can only earn my hat by watching me. So you could only earn Tom's beanie by watching him or something. You know what I mean? That'd be super cool. What do you mean? Dots stick around forever. Okay. But yeah, like Mel and JoJo, like, you know, everybody. That'd be cool. All right. I need sounds, you butthole. We get a listen. We get like an extra, like one of those beard warmers, but it's for Brotator. Dude, I'm down. Mother of Galaxies, hello. Hell yeah. What about customizing badge of your own? That'd be cool. Again, that's a very selfish ask. But I have no problem just randomly just dropping that in there. Oh yeah, no, please. Be the forever dots. Oh no, go ahead. Jerkhole. Watch. Do I have a photo of this? No. Hey Kiro, how are you? I'm going to attempt a single photo of dots. It's going to work, and I'm going to just shut my lips. It never works, to be very clear. And then I'm going to get this firelight that it blows out. Wrap it up, dude. Good lord. Ooh. That should work, right? Yeah. All right, and then I haven't found the bone yet. Bone daddy. Oh, you little son of a bitch. I wasn't ready. Oh, fuck. God damn it. Oh. Wait, did I already... It told me a story. Yeah, I could get a photo of the cursed. I could get a photo of the cursed or the bone. But I need another sound, which would be this. Listen, I'm down for the whole, like, I'm gonna cooperate thing. Just saying. All right, where's the bone? Or the cursed? I don't think I've seen either. We found the garage. We found the ghosty in the garage, and we just kept moving. Hello? Hello? I'm like, it's gonna yell back at me. Hey, Pack, what's up? Hey, what up, Adam? Thank you for the super chat, dude. Videos have been a good one for info. Helped a ton. Thanks. Hey, I appreciate you. Well, thank you, thank you. No cards. Waluigi? I guess. Yeah. still don't think I've seen the bone though, right? I could use this to drop our sanity. Typing on mobile is not fun, but it's better than nothing though. Actually, hi. That's 20 sanity gone. I'll take it. Ooh, I could ask for where the bone is. Ooh, but it's Tanglewood. It's not that big of a map. Hey, Sora, welcome in. It ain't that big of a map. We'll just get some extra smudgies and we'll be fine. We'll be fine. What do you think the best way to get to 25 sanity is? Curse possession. For sure. Oh, look, a bone. Ka-chow. Where are you? Where are you? Here we go. It just ate the crucifix. Interesting. Huh. Did you hear that? Sitting 30 minutes in the dark. Yeah. All right. Well, we know it's an Oni based on the evidence. We've got all of our media. We got dots and EMF, so we don't even have to worry about possible mimics. Got the bone. We out. Deuces. What happens if you ask where the bone is after you pick it up? I believe it still tells you the same location where you picked it up. So that it gives you the same answer.
Welcome back.
I believe.
Jobs ready for you.
Oni. There's professional. Nice. On to Nightmare. How much time do we have? We're good, man. We're doing good. Imagine it didn't give us the hand, foot. It gave you a palm and the parts. Oh my God. Little finger sitting around. Good grief. Worst ghost? That's subjective, dude. That's going to be different per the player. Hey, Chickalier, thank you for the follow. Scare factor ever goes away when playing solo? I mean, there's going to be things about the game that are not going to scare you as much the more hours you get into the game. It's inevitable. A pocket. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the prime. You just followed. Appreciate you, dude. Hi, Shauna. How do the drops work? Well, whenever they're active, you go back to the main menu. Whenever they're active, which they are not, you go to this, you link up your stuff. Once you link it up, then after you follow the directions that are there, then you watch a stream for X amount of time, and then you earn the drops. And then you claim them on the Tweesh, and then you get them in the game. But there are no drops. Psycho, thank you for the year. Not been on Twitch in ages. Well, welcome back. All right, let's go back to it. How long does what take? But yeah, there's no drops right now. Sigh, hello. Hey, Marilyn, what's up? A rare 2 blood moons in a row. Well, what is blood moon? Is that 2% chance? So, I mean, yeah, pretty rare. Pretty rare. Your name is... Oh, why'd you change your name? What happened? All right. On to Nightmare. Let's go. Same practices as everything else. Hey, Cruz, how are you? Thank you, Mayor. Does chromatic aberration not bother you at all? No. Watching the YouTube videos for about 2 weeks. Enjoy them. Want to watch it live? I appreciate that. Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm excited, man. There's a lot of good Phasmo stuff that is to come pretty damn soon. So it's pretty great. Immobile, thank you for the 6 months. Do you plan on re-releasing 1 and 4? Possibly. Yeah, Jason, there was some issues I was having with those. But I'll definitely look into them for sure. Yeah. It's so trippy. All right. Kevin Holmes, Cleanse, Parabolic, and 3 unique videos. And because it's Kevin, we can go ahead and cross off 2 of our ghosties. This is Nightmare. This is our jam. This is where we usually live. So we are going to go in with a smudge We are going to go in with Thermonerminer. And then see how it goes. No, no Blood Moon. I know. No Blood Moon. Favorite objective? Whatever's easiest. Let's get the power first. Oh, yes. I hate when the power's downstairs. Boner. All right, Boner in the garage. Don't let me forget. Blood Moon on Tangle is spicy. It is. Smaller maps than Blood Moons. We'll wait here for a second. We might hear Ghosty do something somewhere else. Was that over here? Mirror. Yeah, I think it's here. I do declare. Case 10, you casual. Oh my god. Listen, dude. Hey, Minya, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hey, Gabby. Day's good. How was yours? All right, let's get these in there. We don't want to get got by Ghosty. No, no, no. No, no, no. Let's go. Hey, Landon, welcome in. I did follow one of your advice. Go in the game with no items. Start a cursed hunt. It's the way to go. If you're trying to get rid of a little bit of the scare factor, not completely, but a little bit of it, yeah, it's the way to go. All right, let's put this guy like here. 800A, let's go. Hey, Deer Slayer, welcome in. Thank you for the daily heart, my friend. Give. I'm not even 100. You know what? Not even. I know I threw my lighter down. I'm not even 100% that the ghosty is right there, but let's be sure. For leveling up, is it better to have a lot of quick games with the correct ghosts or slow, perfect games? If you're going to level up, do not do perfect games. That's a waste of time. You're not a mayor. Are you actually in here? Like, is that your room? Sure seems like it, don't it? Give me this. Give me this. Interesting. Let's check the temps. Came in from the Are You Here ghost clip? Oh, the one with the ghost in the kitchen on Tangle? Yeah, classic. Listen, bro, get off the switches. It just turned the switch on. So it turned a light on, which means we know that it's not a mare, so we can go ahead and cross that off, which is super nice. Yeah. Damn ghosts. They think they're so funny, man. I'm gonna bring in another one of those. Bring in an EMF. And then, do I have a lighter on me? Let's bring another one of those. And bring this. See you, Maxwell. Have a good one. The dot noise is annoying. That's why you can turn it off. Yeah. So what you can do is, when the dots are going the direction that you want them to go, you click on it again, and now it's stopped. Teddy. Up there. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? All right, probably not. Yeah. Bro, can you elaborate on your comment? Well, that's a good way to start it, by yelling bro at me. Okay, Rugrats. Unless you're referring to custom presets, which answer my question or comment. I mean, I don't know how much more I need to elaborate. Going for a perfect game is going to take you a lot more time and not get you enough XP and money to make it worth it. Yeah, I hope that helps, bro. Bruh. Bro. Hey, Sir Damien, thank you for the raid. Hello. Yeah, the mirror and the bone. We found them both. Right now, I'm just worried about trying to get some evidence. Thanks, bruh. You got it, bruh. Anytime, bruh. All right, let's try to get a twofer here. Oh, you are such a troll. It walked to the motion sensor and then it went the other way. Hey! Come on! Gosh, it. Wait, do I have any evidence yet? Hold on. No, it hasn't. I don't know about Galu. It hasn't walked like that motion sensor in front of me. It has not set off yet. I think I got trolled. Fallen King. Thank you for the prime, man. I appreciate it. Okay. There it goes. Yeah. See. Yeah. Oh, footsies. I don't have a photo camera in here, do I? Well, damn. All right, we got UV. Ultras. Yeah, it's not a Galu because of the delay between stepping in one of... Jesus Christ. Stepping in one of the salt and then stepping in another. All right, we don't have that. It stepped in that. Jin, Myling, Obake. All right, hey, do the Obake print. Go, now. Can I get both of those doors at the same time? Probably not. I mean, maybe. Maybe if I like that. Maybe it'll like be both the doors. Get rid of that guy. Get rid of that guy. Turn that off. And then Ghosty touches Nanor. Maybe. Can I explain forced evidence? Yeah. If you're able to get evidence, if there's a ghost that has forced evidence, you have to get that evidence. So if you are playing on Insanity where you get one piece of evidence, then if it's a Hantu, you have to have freezing. Have to. No questions asked. But it's only if you can get evidence. Game mode nightmare. Yep. Did I know that you could get 2 unique pieces of evidence for UV? Yeah. I sure did. All right, let's go back in. Tara, what up, Fran? How do I identify the Jinn during a hunt? Have the power on, let the ghost have line of sight of you, and then you'll see a sprint. All right, let's see. I have 1 photo. I have 2 photos. Still no door touches, huh? Goryo has to give dots. That's correct. Hey, Frank. Hello. Oh, you suck. Oh, it's through the wall. No. No. You. Oh, I still got it. Let's go. Bitch. I got to that UV in time, right? It's a possible Obake. He's possible. He's possible. When in Rome. When in Rome. Haunted mirror, bone, EMF. Okay. I should have a smudge on me. That'd be the real smart play here, but you know, to each is their own. There we go. Ghosty did want me taking a shower pic. Well, to be fair, it wasn't in the shower. You know? Low key thought you were family friendly. No, I am. I am extraordinarily friendly to my family. Hello. Will you please capture? Holy crap. It's not going to capture. Oh, there we go. It did the thing. Got it. Got it. One more. Grumpy, grumpy. There we go. Hey, Juju. How are you, friend? Hey, Fedoria. Thank you for the 19 months. Appreciate you. Yeah, if you think that I'm family friendly, as in like don't curse or any of that jazz, you've never seen my streams before. Or watched the videos or anything. Not a djinn. So I think it's still a bake. I still think so. Does the master bedroom, bathroom, closet, that room where the master is, that closet to the right in the bathroom, are all one room? Yes. Love this map. I mean, Tangle's great. Yeah, they're all one room. All right, so Ghosty cut the power off, meaning it can't be a djinn. It's a myling or an obake. I think it's an obake. I think. I need the flash profanity supercut. No, you do not. Nobody needs that in their life. That's a no-go. Ultraviolet. So I could get it. Well, no, we've got all the photos we need. Cleanse. I need 3 videos. We need to start getting the videos. That's what it is. I've already got that. I need 3 more videos. So I'll drop another firelight in there. I've already got salt. Yeah. Haven't watched the vids in like a minimum few months. Oh, I was definitely cursing then too. Oh yeah, it wasn't like starting it up in the past like month or anything. Oh no. Did you enjoy that? Did that just for you guys. I just wanted you to be able to feel that breathing in the back of your neck. Good. Hey! Hey! Uh-oh. Listen, bruh. There we go. All right, well, now I can get the Cruci burn for video. Cruci burn and Ghosty? To have asthma. No Obake prints? Oh, Sag. I've got a smudge. If all goes south. Bitch. I wasn't ready. It's too late. Oh. Where is it? It's hiding in the closet. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? I have a smudge still? Okay, we're good. We're not good. We're not good. Nay on the good. There's the change. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, he doubled back. He was like invisible. Ay, caramba. Too shy to come out of the closet. Apparently not. All right. Oh, Bake print. Oh, sad. I was really hopeful for it, man. Apparently this is not going to happen. Oh, hey, look, a shapeshift. Yeah, real cute. You jerk. All right, that's fine. Megasaurus. Thank you for the 8 months, friend. Oh, the EMF5 sells it that it's not a mimic, which means it's an Obake because we saw the shapeshift. I still need to get the parabolic sound, so let's go take some sanity. How long is the cooldown of the hunt? How long is the cooldown of the hunt? Or you mean after the hunt? Haven't seen one in a long time. What, an Obake? After 25 seconds for most ghosts, but it is 20 seconds if it's a demon. No, the Obake, if it is a boy ghost, it will be a boy model the entire time. Can't even take any more of that. All right, what'd I do with the parabolic that was in the house? There. Speak. Hey, Kyle, welcome in. In the movie would be cool. Streamers, news reporters or something. I don't know. I kind of like the idea of it not implementing any. Thank you. Implementing anybody that we know that's a streamer. Because then there's no ties. You know what I mean? It's like putting an employee in a video for like a hiring video, and then you have like a falling out with that employee, and then you have to refilm because you fired him. That kind of stuff. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. Thinking corporate wise. All right, that should be everything for the bucket. That's Nightmare. Hey, Dragon, got a new one. Yeah. Phaz, my favorite game? No, my favorite game of all time is Mario 64. Moving on. Nice. References could be cool. Yeah, that would be neat. I would never, ever expect anything. Ever. We have a wheel spin to do.
Welcome back.
Bake a
There's
cake.
some jobs ready for you.
Nightmare done. Which means that we now move on to Insanity. Groovy. All right, well, before we do that, let's do the thing. Tips for looping the ghost. It's going to suck when Willow and Tangle reworks. Why do you want to loop the ghost? Galaxy? I did. I never played the second one. I played the first one then. Yeah. Why don't you play that then? Why don't I play Mario 64? I do. I just don't stream it. Why don't I stream it? Because I like streaming fast. Why do I like streaming fast? Because I don't want to stream Mario 64. But also, you can have a favorite game that you don't play every day. Twigifer! Hi, Twig! Looping's more fun than hiding? Yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Hi, Twig. How are you? Noel, thank you for the follow. Hi, friends. Oh, my goodness. I'm doing a Tanglewood all difficulty challenge with the thought in mind that I feel like the new Tanglewood's coming very soon. We have heard nothing. I've heard no information. I just feel like it's on the way. Yeah, big sister, welcome in. Hello. Belly French, hello. We do love Twig. Twig is a homie. Guys, if you're not following Twigbot, you're falling apart, man. Twig's been playing lots of Phaz. Tons of Phaz, but also plays a lot of other games too. Like having the option in case I can't get to a hiding spot. Very fair. No, I always like to ask. I always like to ask because the response of somebody that says they want to learn how to loop, depending how they respond is how I respond. Yeah. Hey, Winchester, how are you? Welcome in. Thank y'all for the follows. Courtney, Goddess, welcome in. YouTube watcher, look, hey, I appreciate you. Welcome in, Apollo. Yeah, when it comes to looping the ghost, if I could give you any advice, I would say a really good place to practice would be Willow in the living room. Because, and I've posted this everywhere before, but when you loop the ghost in Willow, when the ghost is going around the couch and you're going clockwise, you get the ghost to follow you into the living room and you stand in front of the couch and then it starts to come towards you. You start to loop it around. It will start to get fast enough to where it'll get stuck on the table in the living room and give you an extra second to earn some of your sanity back. I mean, your stamina back so that you can keep looping it around. It's a really good place to do it. Let me show you real fast. Let's just do, it doesn't really matter. Preset, professional, contract. Give me all the cursed possessions. Oh, nope, that's stupid. Give me them all. Random, okay, apply, yep, good, great, go, let's go. Every time I'm in the stream, I always think to myself, that could be the last time I play that version. I know, because what if they all of a sudden just take it away from us, right? It's hard to say. I would rather get it in now before it's too late. But yeah, make sure you got a smudge on you. Make sure there's some sort of light in the room just in case the ghosty pops the power. I never turn the light on, which sucks. I feel like I can see that house better than I normally can. I don't know. That's weird. Anywho. Was playing some Phaz VR earlier. Nice. All right, let's go get the power as well. So that way we have a little more sight. Hey, Holly, how are you? What rank was I in Rocket League? Oh God, I don't know. Champ something. I play once a year. I play for an hour on my stream anniversary. And that is it. I'm good. I made the mistake of not starting with the power on. That would have expedited this process a little more. But let's go back upstairs. What drew me into playing Phas? When I first played it, it was a Halloween thing. So I had some friends that wanted to do a spooky game that just released. This one. Yeah. Champ how? Well, see what I did was I played till I got good enough and then I became champ. I hope that helps. So I was introduced to Phas. We tried it out. It was super scary. But at the time, I wasn't playing horror games. Horror games were not my forte. Like, that's not what I did all the time. So then a year after trying it once, I was like, you know what, man? I'm getting really tired of playing Rocket League. So I was like, I'm going to take a shot. I'm going to lose a lot of people to this, but I want to do the things that I enjoy. So I moved over to horror. Yeah. Do I play with Dahlia still? Yeah. Occasionally. Yeah. Dahlia and Chinggis are my homies. I don't know where this ghost is, by the way. It might be in this room. We're about... Oh, it's back there. Okay. Ka-chow. Oh, don't you dare. Oh, it's a fast ghost. This will be fun. Onto? Gotta stream what you enjoy. Absolutely. All right. Okay, so this is the idea of it. This is not very helpful. It's a Hantu. But you loop it like this, and it will start getting faster and getting stuck on that table. Did you see how it got stuck? Watch. They get stuck on that table, and it buys you a second, and you want to make sure you're pulsing your sprint. Yeah, it's a Hantu. It seemed like it got a little bit faster there because it was making that room colder by being inside of it. We love us some PJM. Mr. Pav. Oh, of course, we're talking about Rocket League. Here's Pav. Stream what you enjoy. Or Rocket League. Or whatever. That's fine. Hi, Mr. Pav. Thank you for the 58 months, sir. Holy shit. But yeah, so that's the idea of it. Sorry, we were just showing somebody a quick looping thing. You get stuck on the... Well, don't get stuck on the table. What classifies as spamming? Posting the same thing again and again. Oh, look, a Hantu. That's crazy. Who'd have thunk it? All right, where were we? Twig, what were you doing today? What was on the docket? What was the plans? Things are good, Mr. Pav. How are you, sir? I feel like I haven't talked to you in forever. Helped you started playing, of course. Hey, Trog, how are you? Oh, we have this to do too. Oh, yeah. This is actually good timing because we can do this and then ads and then play. What if you're just clumsy? Well, stop it. Have you thought about not? Phasmophobia? I don't know what that is. Pav, I swear to God. Soundbite, think of it the 17 months. No, you're Roman, you're okay. No, that's what warnings and all that stuff is for, friend. No, you're good. No worries. You are good. All is well. Yeah. Pav, that's been cut off from everywhere. Adjusting to parent life. Dude, I hope it's good. I hope it's good, man. Enjoy it while it lasts. I say enjoy every stage while it lasts because they will just move from one to the next and it will happen out of nowhere. In the moment, it will feel like it's taking forever, but when it's over, it will feel like it was gone in like a day. Yeah. Saying it with a lisp. Oh, Phasmophobia. Oh, you hit me with like the Mike Tyson. Now Kith. Did some nightmare, no evidence. Nice. Gone in a flat. Ah, shit. Why do you live this life? Why are you this way? Logix, why do you do this? Ooh, a suba. Has sub notification font always been Times New Roman? Was it Times New Roman? It shouldn't be. That might be a me issue. I might have to download some more fonts. I thought it was tied to Stream Elements, which should be part of the overlay. Yeah, I see it. I just saw the follow one that looked wrong. Fix your fonts. I will fix my fonts. Damn. Yeah, I just saw that. All right. I'll get on that. Pronto. Yeah, it is not supposed to look like that. It's been bugging me, but you don't say anything to me about it? Wow. What kind of friends do I have? What the hell? Gamer fan, thank you for the gifted. Yeah, I didn't know, man. Was watching food, was making food in the kitchen. The mom came in and kept getting distracted by the stream. Hi, Mom. Hey, Rohan, how are you? Oh, on the big screen. Appreciate you. I didn't realize that they were, okay, I'm sorry. I don't even remember what font it is. I'm gonna have to go back and figure it out. I had to re-download a couple of fonts. So I thought that they were all tied to Stream Elements. Mel, shut your lips. Surrounded by assholes. How is stream, Mail? Oh my God. You were doing observation duty, right? Hickory, oh my gosh. Oh, I just remembered something too. Oh no. Oh, I'm gonna have to come up with a different idea. I don't have lock tools. Do I? Oh, I just thought about that. We did 2 and 4. Skip 3 because it makes me motion sick. Oh, I understand. Hey, Flash notification. You shut your mouth. You're on insane. Yeah, it's going well so far, Crystal. Yeah. Hey, Redhead, how are you? Nugget, thank you for the follow. Hikaru, thank you so much for the subs, friend. Have you tried wingdings? I guess I could give them a try. It's the best music ever. Ads are about to start in a minute. This is actually good timing because I'm going to use that time to try to figure out if I can get lock tools back. I kind of forgot about the fact that I'm on a new PC. Not wingdings. All right, I do 3 minutes of ads every hour, friends. If you guys are not subbed, you don't have turbo, I stop and wait here so you don't miss anything. I'm going to run them right now. And while they're running, I'm going to try to figure this out. Because if that doesn't work, I've got to figure something else out. Hi, Hattie. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Vexy, hello. Gosh darn it, man. Listen. It's a really good problem to have, okay? It is a great problem to have where these things I don't have because of having new PC things. Can I even download lock tools anymore anywhere? Do you not still have the installer for it? I mean, I don't know where I would have it. I might have to fire up the old PC at some point. Old downloads, maybe? Yeah. I might have to fire up the old PC and see if I can get it to work. Well, wait. Oh, what did... Man, I'll have to figure it out. We will see. This is why I don't get rid of installers. Yeah, it's probably, it's on the old PC. I'm just gonna have to get it fired up. How's it going, 6 foot? Maybe you spend way too many hours trying to learn to read wingdings? Oh my God. Yeah, we will see. I'm currently on the search. Because if I can find the installer. I don't know if it's possible. It might be. I don't know. It's going to be tough. Would you even know what the old font was? You mean for the alerts? I should, yeah, because it should be listed in Stream Elements. Yeah, I should be able to find it that way, but I'm going to need to find another way to do giveaways for right now. Yeah, I'll have to figure that out. Una Murphy, hi friend. No, it doesn't count down right now because that was messed up too. So I turned it off. Yeah. What badge is that? That is if you're a Kinetic partner. So if you're affiliated with Kinetic Games. Yep. Do you for prison or Point Hope? Oh, prison over Point Hope? Yes. I would want prison before Point Hope. That is correct. Yeah. Well, damn. I wonder if there's another easy way to do it for now. Much on the phone, interactive chat as am I. Stream to the TV. I appreciate you, Ammo. Thank you, thank you. How about instead of a gifted sub, we get a written? Oh, okay, listen, I've already done that. I mean, what I could do, I could make it. It's not the way I want to do it, but for now, I guess for today, until I figure something out, what I can do is I can just do a random sub to the channel. I think that's the way to go, man. Let's do that. Let us do that. 1,000? No. Go there. All right, this should go to somebody random. Hopefully it's somebody that's here right now. That'd be nice. All right, Kaishin, enjoy, GG's. There we go. All right, well, that solved that. Kind of, not really. Wait, you just want to gift one, not at the... So selfish. So selfish. Yeah, I've never seen that before. I've heard of a couple people that have done it before, but I've never seen it. Settings. Go there. There we go. All right. Onward, friends. Onward. Get to see during the ad breaks. Hey, there we go. Go, wifey. Oh my God. Is your chat freaky? No, we're not your dad. Let's go to Insanity.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment. And
Ever seen the movie 13 Ghosts? Yeah.
No report this time. Be careful. You're going in blind.
Ah, Chiba. He is a unique, amazing gentleman. Thank you, Juju. Partner privileges. Hey, there you go. Amen. All right, now let's actually pause it because we're going into the game. Don't you dare give me blood rain. Ah, swears to it. Georgia. Again, the case number is messed up because of the new PC stuff, so that's why it looks the way that it does. Yeah. Going all the way to APOC 3. That is the plan, Princess Wizard Kitty. I basically will get as far as I can. Yeah, as far as I can. If I can get that far, that'd be awesome. We'll see how it goes. Karaoke last week, I had it on the TV. Yeah, he hadn't done karaoke in so long. Bat Mom, hello. Placed third in the competition I compete in today, so hopefully I qualified to compete in the next stage. Nice. Got it in the bag. I don't know about the bag, but in the something. So, Insanity, we only get one piece of evidence. So we're going to try our best. Repel, motion sensor, escape. Not to mention we start with 75 sanity. So the chances of Ghosty hunting us go up. But, you know, we're going to go in with a smudge, and I'm not going to take any sanity. I think we're just going to let it ride. Let it ride. But what I am, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take a couple things to the door. Would I say this is one of my favorites? It's definitely top 5, for sure. 100%. AJ, what's up, Tara? Actually, you know what? Let's get more stuff to the door. Let's be a little schmat about this. Yeah, it's definitely up there. Willow's my favorite. I think I probably, even though this is my most played map, I probably like Ridgeview more than I like Tanglewood. To be real. Getting closer to leveling past casual gamer. Right, what is that? Like case number like 15? Is that when you're like not casual anymore? It's gotta be, right? Tangle's the best. It's a great map. I can't wait to see the rework, which is definitely going to be coming really, really, really soon. Do that in there. Alright. This can be done. Still find it hard to believe hit 1,000 hours in this game. It happens fast, man. It really does. If they touch Willow, they're going to touch Willow. Yeah. Did I see your comment? Yeah, I just did. Yeah, they're going to have to rework it. It's got a bunch of assets that they didn't create. Hey, Ezzy, how are you? Welcome in. Which house is Ridgeview? It's the 2-story. 2-story, kitchen to the right, living room to the left, garage to the left, basement, upstairs. You know, the one with the stuff and the things. Yeah. Lee, welcome in. How are you? I'm just getting all the stuff to the door so we can just expedite the process once we walk in. Love the vids. Thank you. All right. Because then I can check for all the evidence super quick. Sad day then getting rid of the island in the kitchen. Ah, I don't care. They're going to have another looping spot that just, it's more fun that way because then we have something new to try and mess with rather than the same old stuff over and over and over. I'd rather have new. My favorite is Willow. Willow's the best. Ka-chow. All right. I've got lots of fun stuff here. I haven't heard the ghosty at all. Not a freaking bit. So, bring you. Bring you. Actually, I want to change that loadout. Let's do... I want dis, and dis. There we go. Trying to learn how to get the ghost without evidence. Nice. Let's go in with a smudge. Damn. Unfortunate. Okay. Now I have no cursed possession. Jesus. Why are you this way? All right. What did you shrow? Ooh, okay. Picture frame. That was over there. I see my breath. So it's probably there. Got it. Gross. It's cheaps. Forgive and forget. All right, let's get some more stuff over here. The blurb scared you. Listen, he's a gentleman and a scholar. You understand? Internet installer guy come to my house, basically do that exact thing. Oh. Ew. What? Never have your volume at 100 for a flash stream. Hey, I don't always play with coach. Not every time. All right, ghost. You're not giving me much, huh? Not giving me much, eh? Just do this. Always got that smudge, though. Let's go get our UV. EMF. Okay. Rose! Rose, thank you for the raid. What up? How was your stream, friend? Let's bring more stuff. Rose, how are you doing? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Probably freezing, right? No? What the fuck? Hey, what's up, Sarah? It's definitely here. Oh, it's so close. Community Phas games tonight. Much chaos, much death, much fun. Hey, that's all that matters. Just don't let them blame you for every death, okay? Damn. I was just trying to avoid sanity loss. Oh, would you already? Hey, Myson, how are you? Damn. Really hard to know for sure if that's early. really hard to tell. So, I mean, the paid actor ghost again? Yeah, you know, classic. What if my one evidence is... What if my one evidence is dots? Okay, real original. Just ate the other crucifix because it's a jerk. Grizz, thank you for the follow. Worthless Chunk, Kelly, hello. It might be a Goryo. It's not giving me any other evidence. Possible? Oh, no, I checked UV. Unless it's an Obake. Object throw? Heyo. Sold. Silencing Snow, thank you for the 5-month prime. Hello. We'll watch it for a minute, and then we'll go back in. Can't say for sure it's a ghost. I don't know. I'm still torn. Could just be a really, really bubbly looking grandma. You know, like Bubble Buddy from SpongeBob? It's kind of the same thing. Huh. The paid actors, yeah. I'm still almost convinced it's freezing, but we're just not getting it right away. All right. Well, you're within hunting range, which I kind of want to let it hunt. I need to escape and repel anyway, and then also get a motion sensor on it. Kind of want to let it happen. Because that could give me all the information I need. That's interesting. You can mark off Mimic if you're playing zero evidence and don't see orbs, right? Yeah, if you are 100% sure you don't have orbs, then yeah, you can mark it off. Are you stalking me? Yeah, it's Insanity Apocalypse. I'm using the preset. Yeah, orbs on delay. Oh, I've had many a time where the orbs take a really long time to show up. Absolutely. So the ghost walked. It just set that off. But it didn't set this one off. Hold. Just got your frost. Oh, you got a frosty. Oh, that sounds good. Just a little curious. Hey, Rosie, how are you? The ghost room is in the kitchen, but it's all of a sudden now started roaming out of the kitchen into the hallway, and it set that motion sensor off. And that seems like a really long roam. Thought I'm good because it blew out 2 candles in 20 seconds. Nice. Interesting. Hey, don't eat this, okay? Just don't. Did I hear about the new Animal Farm movie? Animal Farm as in Chevy Chase? Animal Farm? Hey, Super. How's it going? Super weird. What up, Bronco? Why does the ghost keep walking over there? What the hell is going on? The light's still here. No, you're good. I've already said hi, Rosie. I don't know how many times I need to say it, friend. Interesting. Yeah, now it's over to the left. Interesting. How's the hunting? It's okay. Seems like a stalker. And we'll find out soon enough. It's over there now. So if the temps... Yeah, so it's not a Goryo. Okay. I have no clue what the evidence is then. No idea. And it's within hunting range, so I don't know what's happening. You suck, like, a lot. Like, can I express how much you suck? Can all ghosts change their favorite room? The Goryo cannot. Well, that's a very unfortunate event. I have like no media too. That's very, very rude. That is correct. Hey, Juju, thank you for the daily army. There we go. Normal speed. Okay, I'm gonna need another hunt. Was I moving enough, like, to make... Is this a freaking die-in? Gross! You're sick. I hate you. Based on the movement, it makes me think this is not a Hantu. You change speed? Oh, yeah. So I could do this test from literally inside of the garage, like from in the locker if I wanted to. Do I know when the update is? No. No. You would know when the update is whenever they post on their socials. So when it gets within 10 meters of me, slow. Fast. Slow. Fast. Yeah, it's a dying. Okay, noted. Noted. But it's also moved. I think I see my breath here. I do declare. It's a really cool ability. I do like that. So what is the evidence for the die-in? EMF, orbs, and spirit box. Is it just spirit box and it's a butthole? Where are you? Are you near? You are a butthole. Okay, yep, noted. Yep. Just as I thought. Okay, let's see. Add on. Got an extra smudgy here. Audio recorder. Skeet-op, that's right. Oh. Hilarious. Ghost fart. Oh, hooker. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Oh. I'll take it. Oh my Christmas! I don't have anything to get you! God damn it. She is mean, man. Alright, got the audio. I need 4 more videos and 3 more photos. Wow, what a jerk. Hey, Melodic, how are you? Hey, what up, Bird? Thank you for the merch, friend. Got back into Phas after a few years of not playing. Even got the dad obsessed. Let's go. Let's go. Melodic, how was your stream? All right, well, we can try to get this guy. We got the spirit box, so we know what the evidence is, even though we already know. We already know that it's a die-in. All right. I need, let's see, I can do a photo of the bone. I could do, oh boy. It's gonna be spicy. How's yours? It's good. It's good. We're doing all difficulty at Tanglewood. All right. What is on the list of things to do? I could try to get the burn cruci. I could get hunting video. Event things, if I have those on me, would be nice. What I could really do is I could, wait, do I have a video of the motion sensor? No, I do not. No, we don't have orbs. Salt video, yeah, that's why I brought the salt in too. There is no cursed object on Insanity. I got this guy. I got a smudge. I have multiple smudges at the door. That guy. Can you get a motion sense video? Yeah. Yeah, I definitely could. Could also get that in Nanor. Amber! Thank you for the 26 months. Welcome back. You bitch! Sorry, that was rude. I do apologize. I said some things in anger I didn't mean. It's going to event right on top of me. What? Oh. It's like a DO, but in reverse, yeah. Oh, that might not have hit, but it might have hit. Oh god, that's questionable. All right, I'm gonna get a smudge. Damn. That is dicey. Got a smudge. Got that. No! No! It walked at my salt. Oh no, that's a double, isn't it? Hey! It's gonna do the thing, but I'm gonna do this. Be smart and safe. Where's crucifix? Jesus. So about that whole smart and safe thing, you know, it's overrated. Who even does that, right? Where did I put the crucifix? I don't know what I did with it. It hit it? That bastard. I thought I put it over there. By the cabinets. In here. I thought I put it in the center. Oh, I put it in front of the lockers. Son of a bitch. Thank you. I totally forgot where I put it. Hey, Fox, how are you? There we go. Now I know for sure that was successful. Listen, bro. I'm not ready. All right. So I put it in front of the lockers? Did I? Because I don't see it there. Yeah, I know. It's breaking all my lights. Was it behind the car? Did I just miss it the last time I walked around it? Oh, it's on the... It's literally to the left. I hate it here. But love you. Oh, I need photos. Oh, man. All right, you're going to run back over here anyway. It's fine. Ma'am. Is that her new... Has she moved into the garage? Oh my God, she just walked back. I'm going to punch something. I don't know what yet, but whatever it is, I'm going to punch it. Let's play it safe. All right. Yeah. Videos are done. Oh, yeah, that's right. I need 3 photos. Okay. Now it's to my left. This ghost is a psychopath. Just don't aim for the new PC. This ghost is a psycho. Okay, what can I even take photos of? If it events the bone. Yeah. No, I have not found the bone yet. No, but I have another smooge. Yeah. Hey, Virgilo, how are you? Poo water? I don't think she's given me poo water yet. I don't think so. I've got Burn Cruci and EMF so far. Yeah. Burn Cruci and EMF. Oh, that's right. There's no curse object. All right, well, we've already... Yeah, she burst. Oh my, that's what it's protecting. Oh my Lanta. All right, so you're here. We've already got the burnt photo. Take a sanity? That's not going to do me much on an insanity. Not going to do much. I need 2 photos. Her hips don't lie. The interaction thing, I could try. Elaine, hello, how are you? Owen! Thank you for the Prime friend, welcome in. Narwhal, hello, Super, hello. Hunt photo is just not the brightest move, for sure. Sanity, what's that? Lost mine long ago. Yeah, same. Alright, it's done. Alright. Do you want to shrow something? Endless, welcome back. How goes it, friend? Oh my god, how many lights did you burst? Good lord. That was crazy once. Holy Jesus. Smudged. Alright, I just bought myself 90 seconds to go look for the bone. Good lord. Oh, no, I already got the bone. No, I already got it. look at that photo, though. That's hot. Okay, so it's back there. What if I do try to get an interaction photo? Man, this is going to be sketch. This is going to be sketch. Unless she decides to event in a different form. You pooped on that event? That's okay. We forgive you. We're just trying to F the shoes. Okay, that's cute and all. But I need you to levitate one of these objects. Levitate. I'm not gonna have a lot of time. A poop in the sink would work. That's gross. Hey, Courtney. Oh, and thank you for the prime. Leviosa. Oh. I don't have time. Shit. I gotta go. I gotta go. Why not take a picture of the fart? I didn't know it was coming. Yeah, if I would have known that the fart was on the way, I would have taken a photo of it. Like from here, I might be able to see it. Leviosa. Could risk a hunt photo. Could. But when you have no protection equipment, that, I think I already have that. I think it was a full ghost. That sucks. What a duplicate photo to get. Stop it, Ron. I need a photo. And my evidence is spirit box. So, yeah. Just play the waiting game, I guess. It's not helpful, Endless. You say any meds not work? They're just not extremely helpful. Okay. I guess it's spent. It's taking a nap now. Here, I'll give it some little shoes. Baby fish shoe? Yeah. Baby shoes. Good God. Good call. Bad mom, thank you. I'm on a time limit. Is it here? It's gonna be super sketch because I have like 25 seconds. is that the kitchen area now? See, here's my issue. Yeah, I've got photo of the EMF. Yeah. Burn crew, see EMF, bone, ghost. The only other thing I can really get a photo of is like an interaction. Trying to get a hunt one is rough because if it knows where I am. I think it's over here now. It sounded like it was. Maybe it'll make a poopy? Yeah, if it decides to do a Duke in the sink, that'd be great. I think it kicked the power too. That would be wonderful. Yeah, it's starting over kitchen area now. Wouldn't a hunt photo also count as ghost picture? Correct. But if you don't have any more smudges, you're going against a die-in that gets faster when you move near it, and you have no crucifixes. Do you take the risk? Hey, what up, Katie? Okay. Confirmed it's in there. Good deal. Yeah, that's extremely dangerous because if you're trying to run away from the ghost, good luck because it's just going to get faster. Get a picture of the EMF. Oh, one that looks like this. Oh, yeah. No, if it's a hunting picture, I can't get a picture of the ghost because we already have a ghost picture. It has to be an event. It has to be like the translucent. It's got to be a shadow, whatever it may be. Yeah. What do you think of the 2 months? What up? It's done. Might have time to go get the power. Yeah, it doing full manifestations every time. Sucks. Oh, that's right. Acting like a mayor up in this piece. Always struggle with the picks. On higher difficulties, it gets pretty hard because there's a lot less stuff for you to take photos of. So, like, if the ghost decided to do the dirty water, then I would have a pick. But right now, like they were saying, I can't even get a picture of it in the middle of a hunt. So we'll see. That's unfortunate. Hello, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Now it's by the front door. No event or anything. It just roamed over there. Ay, caramba. My. I thought that was GG. Fair enough. Oh my God. Got my brown pants on. Okay, now it's cold in there. I'm losing it. Okay, poop in this sink now. God damn it. Call, damn it, Bobby. Hey, what up, Darren? How the ghosties been? For the most part, fine. You bitch. It is moving rooms so much. Had a heart attack for me. Thank you. No! No! It's too close. No, the fart was too close. I'm sad. I could have taken a picture of that fart ball. Hey, Rosie, welcome in. What's up, Em? Man. Listen to this a-hole. Lighten it. Never mind. No, I'm not. I lied. You know what it is? Yeah, it's a Dayan. She wants to see the whole house. Apparently, she wants to make every room her favorite room. Well, I'm done with the living room. Time to go to the bedroom. Can she be done with that and go to the bathroom and then crap in the sink so I can take a photo of it? Thanks. You have a goal, so does she. That's fair. Think it's done? Camera out. Hey! Hello? Hey, could you like sing in a transparent form? Be super cool. No? Alright. About to hunt again. Oh, bitch, 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 bitch. Oh my god. Oh, my butt puckered so hard. I thought she was gonna hunt immediately. Holy smokes. True. Because I already had the ghost photo before when it did the event, I could not get a ghost photo in the middle of a hunt. I'm not about to delete it to try. Oh, Georgia, Georgia, Georgia. Ay, ay, ay. All right, well, that's that. Good God. Patience. Patience is a virtue. Oh, didn't mean to stop that. Have a good night, Jason. Oh, my God. Good gravy.
Welcome back.
Ah, we got it, though.
Ready for you.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner. That's right. Chew. Ah, goodness gracious. All right, let's go preset APOC 1. We'll go through what all the settings are. How long was that investigation? I'd rather not look. Yeah. When the cheeks are clenched hard enough to make a diamond. Oh, you know what? You know what? I do kind of want to look. You know what I want to look at? That is a really good point. 38 minutes. No, no, no. Favorite room changes. It changes favorite room 10 times. Damn. Unnecessary roughness. 10-yard penalty. Kind of hunt that really gets the nervous sweat started. Damn, dude. Ay, ay, ay. It's got to be some kind of a record. What would I like to be added or changed in Phas? I would like them to add a broken down carnival map. Yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. All right, let's take a look at the custom settings for APOC 1. So if we go to this, we go to preset, we go to APOC 1. It is a ×6 multiplier, basically insanity. Sanity starts at 75. Okay. Sanity pill restoration is 20. We can't sprint. We do have flashlights, thank God. Ghost speed is $150. So we're gonna have to be extra careful. High favorite room change. Oh, it's because that wasn't. High roaming, low activity, low event. Grace period is 2 seconds, which is nice. We get 2 pieces of evidence instead of 1, so that's even better. So figuring out what the ghost is before the hunt would be nice, if possible. Whether it's random, yada, yada. Activity monitors on, sanity monitors on. And the fuse box is on at the beginning of the contract. It's just so weird. Because these settings are basically better than insanity, but it's the same payout. Yeah, crazy stuff. But that's what we're going to do. I have 12 minutes to ads. I think we're going to do them now. We're going to do them now before they get cooking while we're in the middle of a match. So If you are not subbed, you don't have turbo, I run these ads in the middle like this at the lobby so that way you guys don't miss anything. I do it every time whenever I have the chance, so we're going to run them now. 3 minutes and then we'll get into the next game. You're not going to miss a dang thing. Might as well do them now, because if I don't do them now, then we're going to have to do it in the middle of the game. Rather have a slower ghost with less evidence for that multiplier, weird settings. Yeah, the APOC settings that are set in stone, they're not the best settings in the world. They're really not. I would highly recommend customizing them yourself. That's my suggestion. Oh my goodness gracious. What are you guys doing this weekend? What is happening? We have basketball. We've got around the house a bunch of shite. All kinds of fun stuff. Kiddo's got a show tomorrow night. Yeah. Because the way you do your ads, I've come to hate pre-rolls when I go into a stream. I feel like doing them like this is better than someone walking in the door and immediately getting smacked by ads. This one's all for the birthdays. Nice. Ice fishing. Oh my God. Getting a new car. Dragging you out of town. Nice. Baby from 35 weeks. Oh my God, Jess. Congrats. That's awesome. Replacing bathroom pipes. And I don't mean like water ones. Ugh. Yummy. That's great. Love longer games like that. It's always great to see a player improvise though through adversity. Reptile Expo. That sounds cool. Celebrating the birthday and the moms with the, oh, nice. 4 kids with the flu. Ugh. I'm sorry. Eek. Not very fun. Well, I hope that they feel better. The icky outgoing ones. I hope. Yeah. Oh my God. Sadly, the Jeeper isn't easy to get the child in and out of. Oh, mom car time. Oh yeah. Listen, you have to accept the inevitable. Oh yeah. We, my wife, she used to have a mom van. Oh yeah. She wanted something better than that, but I mean, it was great. The doors were great. Like it was really easy to get in and out of. The kids, like we traveled through everywhere in that thing. It was great. Pulse, thank you for the follow. Get to visit your dad who had a transplant. Oh my God. On the mend. But you're starting to feel sick. You know, I've been feeling like very back and forth, like too. Like this today, I was taking flu medicine because I'm like, oh, I feel weird. Yep. Do you think the heartbeat is bugged at the moment? I've been caught a few times now thinking I had a Raiju on 0 evidence. I've also been kind of taken back and thinking that the heartbeat is just normally louder, but I think the Raiju heartbeat is even louder than that. Yeah. How's gas on the mama van? Not bad, because I traveled more than she did. Like it took me longer to drive to work and do all the things every day than her. So when I got a vehicle, I was just more worried about gas consumption and all that jazz. With hers, it was more about the ability to get everyone in one car from A to B. So it worked. It worked. All right. We are now officially on to APOC 1. We just do that by going into the custom settings, APOC 1 preset. Ghosty is 150. We can't sprint. Those are two of the main things that I just have to stick in the old brain. Okay. However, we do get 2 pieces of evidence. So that's nice. Resting, trying to kick the nasty cold. I hope you feel better. Lots of people have been getting colds, man. Lots. All right. Well, the random weather gods were nice to us. 3 unique photos, 2 sound recorder, and witness an event. Okay. I'm going to bring this. You know what? We're going to go ahead and pop one of these now. Not worth the speed. Yeah, I agree. All right. Let's do that. I'll bring this. I'm going to bring this. And I'm going to bring this. Are there any 3 unique photos? I do. Okay, what are the odds that I go in there and we immediately find out where the ghost is, eh? Pumped up nightmare? Yeah, kind of. Let's do this. I want to do... Actually, wait, let's go get a crucifix. and just stick it in the front door, and then we'll go in. Thinking watching some of the VODs while drawing profile pics, writing a story. Oh, nice. Yeah, let's get a crucifix, throw it in there. Let's get an EMF and throw it in there. And we might as well stick a camera on a stick. Might as well. When in Rome, as they say. Orb check. Orb check. No orbs. All right, none that I can see. It's to my left. I just heard it. I just turned the shower on. Oh, bitch. Are you there? Or are you there? Let's pretend you're there for now. Put that there. Drop that there. Take that over there. Nice. Okay. Watch it be a fast ghost, I know. No orbicals, not that I can tell. No. I also don't know if it's in the bathroom or if it's in the bedroom. So I'm going to bring in a thermer, so that way we can check. And then we'll do spirit box as well. Sanity-wise, we should still be fine. Should be. But yes, Sag. Check our temps. 12. 20. 20. It's here. Why is it? It's just taking a really long time. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Nada. All right. Now I'm going to go get 3 motion sensors so I can actually track where it's going. Is it because the fuse box started on? That's why it's warmer? Yeah. That is correct. I had a fun discussion with the youngest about how just because you see someone interact with online doesn't mean they're your friend or you know them. He nodded wisely and then asked to see your house. Well, I'm so glad that they accepted it. Oh my God. Yeah, of course, of course. Do you mind if I go to their house? All right, well, I guess there's no ghost here. This was a fun thought. There it is. Decide to come back and play. All right. Gamer. Not a mayor. I was like, dude. Oh yeah, now it's to be all active. Is this like a shade? I swears. Lucy, hello, welcome in. Bring in another one of those. Let's bring one of those. Bring one of these. Bring one of those. Does that count as turning on the lights? So funny enough, the mirrors are broken in the sense of TVs and computers. They're supposed to be able to turn them on. That should not be a way for you to eliminate a mirror, but it's broken and they can't right now. So yeah, you can get UV on the keyboard. Yes. Hence why we brought this guy, because we got phalanges right there. So, are you actually in there though? Let's put that there. Put that there. Has it already changed rooms? What the hell? What the hell? The name of the ghost? Holly Bishop. Oh, I got a mark UV. I get one more piece of evidence. Through the wall, maybe. But it's walking, no, it's walking into that bedroom a lot. I think it moved already. I seriously think that it went from the bathroom to that bedroom. Razor, we don't know. There's been no announcement of anything. Set that off one more time. Bedroom. Beep, beep. Okay, that's fine. Now walk back in here. Beep, beep. One time. Beep, beep. Not having it? Okay, the ghost is walking away. It's gone. All right. I don't know where the ghost went. What if the room was the bedroom and you just interpreted its bathroom doom scrolling? Interrupted the bathroom doom scrolling? No, but it was cold in there, so it must have been sitting on the potty for at least a little bit, right? The temps were not cold in the bedroom. Not before. It's doing something. This. Let's see. I thought I brought dots. I guess I did not. Hallway ghost now? I don't know. I'm gonna go shut that off though. This ghost is everywhere. It's gotta be hallway, right? Media. Don't have that yet. Go ahead. Do the ting. I'll take it. Then I'll set this up. Temps are taking forever with this guy. See what it does. The alarm is so loud it could wake the dead. And I think that's their plan. I'm here. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow. I have a feeling that's their plan. It's not acting like any particular ghost. Right now, I'm just kind of worried about getting media. Society, what up, dude? And welcome in. All right, well, while you're here, let's go get stuff. The other smudge. Bring a salt. Bring the other smudge. Are footprints an option? Yeah. That's why I'm getting the salt, so I can take a photo of them. Because why not? You do insanity on Sunny on single player, will I get the bronze? Yeah, because it's ×6 multiplier. That's correct. As long as you do all of the requirements that you need for the apocalypse, yeah. The font of his alerts looks so fancy. Shut up. Listen, I haven't downloaded the font yet, okay? They are what they are. I accept these things. You leave me and my fancy alerts alone. I've got 3 smudges there just in case. Hit this. Don't you do— oh shit. I didn't mean to take a photo. No, no, I'm gonna miss the salt. God dang it. Son of a bitch. I feel like those disappeared kind of quickly. Oh, that was casual material for sure. That was weird. I remember when you played this game for the first time. You were here when I played this game for the first time? You bitch! Alright, well, I guess we'll go travel. Was the power downstairs? Yeah, it was. Oh, dang it. Yeah, but those seem extra fast. Door moved, motion sensor. It has yet to blow out the firelight, which is weird. Oh yeah, I think as a kid too. Yeah, the feet looked really small. I agree. Yeah. Had a group of friends teaching you, if I remember. If you were here the first time I played Phas on stream, you were here 5 years ago? Or was that 6 years ago? Maybe it was 6 years ago. Okay. I could always go look for the bone. 6 now? Yeah, I guess it is. Hey! Your part, thank you so much for the 7 months. Want a boner hunt? Might get lucky. It might be one of the rooms nearby. Hey, look, it's in one of the rooms nearby. I'll take it. Any sounds? Eh? Mid-September 2020, after one of the, I remember who was with us in game. Well, wasn't the first time I played it with the indie guys from RL? All right, Ghost, you're here. Make sounds. Do things. I have no sounds. Do you get a curse on Epoch 1? I don't think so. I don't remember now. Hello. Don't remember what ghost you got last game, right? There it is. God damn, dude. Is winter still around? Yeah, winter comes around every now and then. Yeah. What was I doing before Phas? I was playing I played Rocket League for 2 years. I'm recording something. Is the ghost in there now? Good night, Momo. I see my breath. I see my breath. It moved rooms again. It's in here. Yeah, I was for 2 years. Yeah. It was fun till it wasn't fun, you know what I mean? Okay, I need another sound. That'd be nice just to knock that out. I've got Paranormal Whisper, Fire Extinguish, Talking, something would be nice. Hello. It's beautiful outside. Hey Mo, thank you for the follow. Holly Bishop. Good night, Peggy. Holly Bishop. Where you at, bruh? Holly. Do the ting. Holly. Hello. The chill chatting streams. We could do that in Phas. I just do loops. I could do like loop in the parking lot. Oh, I do get a curse. Don't even know what the hell that's classified as. It's unique. I'll take it. Groaning, sure. Wonder if we'll get a giant window bunny. Oh yeah. All right, I do get a curse. Nox. Nox, thank you for the subs, homie. Well, thank you, thank you. Is it Franklin? Oh, what the hell? Ooh, Walla. I could have gotten sound for that. Well, shit. Well, I don't need that anymore. I can get video of it. Got the plank. That'd be an awesome skin. Hey, Cat Lady, how are you? Nox, thank you again. Do you have a favorite movie franchise? Like if you sat down to binge a set of movies, what's the first pick? Favorite movie franchise is hard to say. There's plenty of movie franchises I do enjoy. People always ask what my favorite horror movie is, and my answer is always Return of the Living Dead. All right, now here's the issue. I need one more video, which is fine. I've got one piece of evidence right now. I have two pieces of evidence right now. Banshee, Obambo, Phantom. Have I gotten photo or video of the ghost? I don't think so. Confirmed. I now have two pieces of evidence for the ghost. Like, what if I use the sound recorder and I heard a banshee wail? That'd be cool. Guessing you're a Lord of the Rings fan? Not really. Like, not really in the sense that I never got into the movies. It was just never my thing. Oh, I could just do the Ouija board just to get it over with. You know what? That's true. That's true. That's a good point. How old are you? Oh my God. I went to get... Did that not count? I went to get audio of it. How old are you? Goodbye. That was so delayed. Also, that didn't answer how old it was. Yeah, Calvin, thank you for the sub for the 11 months. Thank you. All right, go there, go there. I did not know that a single game is so long. I need better English than that. I don't know what that means. Are you stalking me? Is this a stalker? Hold on. Let's wait here for a second. Responds on the Ouija. F off. Wow, homie. Shut my power off again. All right, I hear stuff happening to my right. If anything, I can use the Ouija just to force it to hunt. And then when it hunts, we'll know for sure if it's an Obambo. But then we can test for Phantom and Banshee. Now it's over to the left. What? Just got to the gym. Phantom, have a good one, friend. Thank you, thank you. Hey, Peace, welcome in. Oh, wait. No. No, you're asking if it's... Sorry, I'm so sorry. I was misunderstanding. Yeah, the ghost name is Holly, so it can be a banshee. Yeah. It can be. Interesting. Not coming to say hello, eh? All right. I wonder if this is the room. Can it stalk you out of the house? Only the Phantom can. It's over here. We've got all the meat, yes. I still have to witness a ghost event. Think you're gonna make it? Oh, noob. I don't know. I don't know. It's already midnight. What if I... Oh, the ghost is 152. I gotta remember that. I'm gonna go with 3 smudges and turn the power on. And hopefully live to talk about it. Good night, Honorable. Have a good one. What up, CJ? What all did you do to fix your computer? Get a new computer. That fixed it for sure. Why fix it when new one worked good? Okay. It's really tough to tell if it's stalking me or not. Give me this. Like, it touched that door and that did that over there at like the exact same time. What? It's acting like twins, but... Okay. Alright, I'm gonna go get a parabolic microphone. No, it can't be twins. No, this is what we have. Banshee Obombo. It's making... I don't know. I'm almost leaning Obombo because I feel like it's broken. Give me this. What's my sanity? Oh, 51. Okay, well, it's about to hunt anyway. Well, maybe I can stay far enough away to where it'll leave us alone. And it won't eat the crucifix, and then we can just listen to it. Maybe. I wonder where it is. Still hasn't evented on us. Still hasn't. Look, it's here. Stalker. Hey, it evented on us. How many hours do I have in Phas? A few couple. My favorite map, Willow. What the? It's behind me now? But why? But why what? Hey, what's up, Al? Oh, that's dangerous. Why is Willow your favorite? Because I enjoy the layout. Is that a normal speed for 150? That sounds a little fast. Does that not sound fast? Normal 150. Oh. Is this game moddable? No. Or if you do mod it, then you're breaking terms of service. I don't want to. I have dots in UV. Yeah, I don't know what the purpose of the mod would be. If it would be just to like mess around with the game, that's one thing. Thank you for the rose. Hello. Ooh, unfortunate. Wait, where's my EMF? Possible Banshee? I say that because I think it stalked me and the EMF didn't go off. But I've yet to get a Banshee scream. Why need mods when the game is fun as it is? I think it's borderline like the same thing with like Lethal Company and stuff like that. Just for fun. Just to see what people can do. No, thank you. Which maybe someday they would be willing to do, but no. Game's not even fully released yet. They're not going to start releasing the API for people to mod it. No, the EMF was... Yikers. Hey. The EMF was triggered by the window touch and by the door touch. No, I think it stalked me without setting that EMF off. Is it going to come in here again? Mother effer. Don't think this game and mod should be in the same sentence. I'm okay with it down the road. Like, but cosmetic modding. Adding skins to like different equipment and stuff like that. That's a different story. I think that could be pretty cool. Tell the ghost to EMF off. No mods to break the... Right. That's really cool. Can you do the Banshee whale, please? Here, eat that. Enjoy. Num num. I could have totally taken a photo of you. That would have been nice. What'd I do with that camera, by the way? Did I leave it in there? Oh, son of a biscuit. I think I left it in the basement. Oh, you know what? A video would still make it disappear. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, could you event again? That'd be great. Thanks. Yeah, I threw it downstairs. Video would serve the same purpose. That's disgusting. You hooker. Try dots pick. Yeah, if it stays in the same spot. All right, well, there we go. It takes Phantom out of the equation. So that's nice. But now the question becomes, is it the Obambo or is it the Banshee? I mean, it could just be a super stinky Banshee that's just not that's just not doing the thing, you know? Maybe? Hopefully it does the speed increase. It's still feeling like a banshee. That's hot, dude. And unfortunately, it's here. Thank you, Callie. Little ouchie. It's all right. Little ouchie never hurt anybody. It likes you? Yeah. Just bought myself another 90 seconds to try to get this scream if it is. Or bought myself 90 seconds to do this instead. Let's see if it follows us. It literally just followed me in here. Okay. Like, dude, what the fuck? It's literally just following me everywhere. Why won't it do the thing? AYZ, thank you for the follow. Think it likes me? I think it's mean. Not a single banshee whale. We know what you are, Holly. You can't hide. The second I walk away from this piece of crap, it decides that it wants to do the banshee whale. Did you hear the tail end of that? We heard a millisecond of it. But it also took us that long listening in to get a damn banshee scream out of this thing. Sheesh. Good God. Anyhow. Got it. Jesus Christ, dude. Why? Hey, Unholy, how are you? How many times the ability was used? Wanted me to stay? Yeah, maybe. 'Tis possible. I didn't want to.
Welcome back. Like prepared.
Just wanted to be sure, man. The speed didn't sound like Obambo speed, even at 150. I really wanted to be sure. Hi, caramba. There it is. APOC 1. Nice. All right. I think what we're going to do, I think we're going to save APOC 2 and 3. I think we're going to save it. I think we're going to save it for Sunday. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to continue on. Want you to hug her. I'm not interested. Not interested. It is after midnight for me, which means it is the tail end. So start wrapping stuff up. Yeah. I'm going to stop everywhere else, but I'm going to keep going on Twitch, friends, if you want to come hang, because we'll go raid soon. So thank you for all the loves today, friends. Thank you. I'll be live again on Sunday. Thank you, Sissy. Have a good night, friend. No, all you guys. I hope you guys have a good night. If I do not see ya until Sunday. Oh, side note, by the way, the developer of Rewind 99 reached out to me. They were being super nice, and they were saying thank you for checking out the game and everything like that. But yeah, they were talking like we might be like, I don't know, might be talking later. Yeah. Thank you, 300. Hop off for now. Yeah, you're good, Ace. No worries. Yeah. I'm excited to check that game out more, man. Listen, it's right down my alley. Like, obviously the sim games can be a lot of fun to mess around with, but that one is my speed. It is literally my genre. Thank you, Rogue. Have a good one, friend. Oh yeah, Sissy, if you haven't checked it out, it's great. If you enjoy the 90s in any way, shape, or form, that game is awesome. It's so cool. So freaking cool. All right. Let me start looking. Let me start looking. Watch the VOD of it. Looks so fun. I'll post a video for sure. Yeah, I want to play it again. Yeah, Rust. Yeah, we're going to be ending soon. It's after midnight for me. Yeah. Let me check on these while I'm here. Did that work for all of them? Okay, I think that did. There we go. Was born late. Yeah, but you could still enjoy the genre, like enjoy the era. You know what I mean? Thank you, Unholy. I appreciate it. No, thank you guys. So excited for the full release. Love nostalgia like that. Me too. I want to try it with friends. I want to get some friends together because I've only tried solo. I have not tried to do it with multiplayer yet. So that I'm jazzed for. Nice times. Yeah. My kind of game. I'm excited. I'm excited for the full release. I'm excited for I mean, I know we can still play it and I know that we can still redo it over and over. I do want to play it and try to see how far I can get in the demo because you are limited on time with the demo. I'm just curious if I can get even further. I don't know. I doesn't know. Multiplayer in that game would be so much fun. Oh yeah, I can't wait to try it. I can't wait. All right. Oh my goodness. Yeah, man, like I've had this feeling all day. Like I feel like maybe I don't have the flu, but at the same time, it's like I kind of feel like it's coming. So I've been like taking meds preemptively and I feel like fine, but at the same time, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna probably take some more before I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? It's like sitting right here, just waiting to release. That's what it feels like. So freaking weird. KBN, thank you for the follow, by the way. Appreciate you. Thank you. Sinus infection brewing? I don't know. It's not here necessarily. It's like all of here. Not here. It's like all of here. Probably because it's multiple aspects. It's like, hey, we're going to deliver you a possible headache with sinus problems and your throat's going to hurt here. So I don't know. But again, I'm taking all the meds, drinking all the juices, doing all the things. Took an immunity boost juice shot, one of those cold. Oh, nice. I chug a bunch of water. Like, especially right before I go to bed, I just chug water. Feel that too? Yeah, like what the hell's going on? Like why? Why? Ooh, I was going to check the Trello while I was sitting here. Let me see. Phasmo, Trello. I don't know if they've moved anything around. Did it get warm by you the last few days by us? Today my allergies were messing. Oh yeah, I've been getting I get headaches and migraines whenever the weather starts to shift, and it's been shifting. 'Tis the weather, my lord. Pick number 3, my lord. Working healthcare, and man, it's been a really rough season. I can't imagine the amount of people that you've seen. Probably craziness. Catbird, thank you for the biddies. Probably a lot. All right, so internal testing. Oh, I need to write myself a note. Download fonts. Do not forget. I'm doing a reminder. Download fonts for alerts. Yeah, because I totally didn't realize that my alert font was gone. Hey, Caden, drops? No, they're not on. Hopefully, when we get Tanglewood, there will be drops. That'd be pretty sick. And we're thinking that Tanglewood's coming out soon. It's in closed beta testing. So we are just waiting. It's interesting that they have the 1.0 release as its own category now. I didn't realize that. Hey, Flash, don't forget to download fonts. Thank you. Thank you, Catbird. for like month 3 of our floors on inpatient were just flu, COVID. Oh my gosh. Eek. Eek. Supposedly gargling. What now? Of course, Soul. I appreciate it. Thank you. JJ, what's up? How are you? I would imagine it would release no later than March. Oh, I hope. If they're doing teaser images of it on X, Twitter, whatever, if they're posting that kind of stuff, it has to be soon. Yeah, they're going to get yelled at if they post that kind of stuff, and it's not. It has to be soon. Especially because it went to closed beta. It went to closed beta testing on the 16th. So yeah, it's already been in closed beta working on a week. So hopefully that is a good sign that it's to come soon. Hopefully. So we'll see. Breakfast and work road companion. Darsha, of course. You know, it's funny. I do the same thing. Is sometimes when I'm driving, what I'll do, if I want to listen to a stream, I'll just put it in audio only and pull it up almost like it's a podcast. And I'll just listen to a friend's stream. Yeah. How do you join the raid? Just sit here. Yeah, copy the raid command if you want to whenever we go to raid, but you don't have to do anything. You don't know what closed beta is. So beta, like, have you ever heard the term beta testing? Do you know what that means? Ghost hunts in the car or something else. I know. I turn the volume. I try to keep the volume down at least a little bit. So closed beta testing, it means that it is for a select group of people instead of what normal betas might be at a larger scale. So closed beta might be for like 15, 20 people, maybe, when you have like a normal beta that might be for hundreds. If not thousands, depending on what the game is. So their closed beta is very tight knit. So that way they don't release any information that is not meant to be released. So if they had open beta testing, everybody would post about the new stuff. So then when it's released, the hype is kind of gone. Yeah, of course. Of course. It makes sense. I would love to, don't get me wrong. I would love to be a part of it. That'd be pretty awesome. Get to see this stuff early. That'd be pretty sick. But internal testing, player character overhauls in internal testing and not in closed beta, which I don't know. I would like to see those both together because I would like to see them both drop at the same time. I don't know if that's going to happen or not. Hard to say. I don't know. But I'm excited for it either way, man. It's going to be great. They have their plan for the year, I'm sure. So I'm excited to see all the stuff and I'm excited to see all the things. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. All right, let's find somewhere to go. Chloroxidine wipes instead. Oh my God. Let's see. Man, they put some weird people on the page. Jesus Christ. They did drop us 3 new ghosties by surprise, so they could surprise us and drop it together. That would be pretty freaking awesome. I don't know if that is their plan or not. Again, they haven't told us anything, so I'm not really sure. Ay. Looking at the peeps. Give me a sec, friends. Just looking at the peeps. One can only hope and dream. Yeah, me too. We'll see, man. I'm excited to hear any kind of announcements that they're going to have anytime soon. Just to hear what's happening. It's been a bit of a drought the past like month or two. Definitely, I think a lot of the community has felt it. Has felt that it's just kind of been like everybody's just waiting. Everyone's on pins and needles just waiting for the next thing. So everyone's just waiting for the announcement. And finally, I think it's starting to happen. Which is great. All right. Good deal. All right, we're gonna go see a friend. The calm before the storm. Indeed, inevitably. Doing the Easter event will be nice during the revamped Tangle. It'll be cool to see what they do with it. Yeah. Closed beta. Secrets not disclosed. Yeah. So, I mean, it's a hard balance because, like, yes, I want to be surprised, but I want to know. So it's like, I love the idea of it dropping and being like, oh crap, what's all this? But at the same time, give me like a little something, just a little something. Like, hey, we're gonna release this at this date, okay? And then they actually release a whole bunch of shit. Like, oh, that'd be awesome. One day, Alice, one day. All right, Let us get ready to raid, friends. If you're not in the Discord already and you guys want to get updated about when I stream, post videos, all the things, there is that. There's the socials. Make sure to check out the Midnight Society, the Patreon, all the things, friends, all the things. Ghost hunting, of course. Of course. I appreciate you guys. Thank you, man. Thank you. We technically have how many more streams this month? We have 1, 2, 3. We have 4 more streams this month. Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to do all those. Yeah. Yep. I won't be away. Yeah. Thank you, Juju. No, I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything, friends. Oh, Sissy, it's been great. The new pewter, it's been so nice because not having to worry about all the other stuff. Oh my God. No freezing, no like knock the shit out of wood. No freezing, no anything. So it's been a nice change. Nice change. I'm able to play Phasmo to like its max capacity while streaming. While before it felt like it was kind of still blocky. I feel like I'm actually getting 144 frames while playing now with everything open. Part of my problem is I have a shite ton of stuff open, which is my fault, but at the same time, yeah. Thank you, Flame, Little Tibby. Thank you, guys. Thank you for all the love today, friends. Thank you for all the subs and the biddies. Thank you so freaking much. Oh, it's so good. I'm just not having to worry about it while live is just, it's so nice. Was it cheap? No. Am I going to be fighting that for a bit? Sure. Is it worth it? Absolutely. I also have that issue with having too many tabs open. See, I don't even have many tabs open. Like when I'm streaming, usually I don't have many open at all because I was so afraid of having too many open. Yeah, but it's definitely been better. On Sunday, we are going to continue this. So we got to APOC 1. We are going to do APOC 2 and 3, hopefully APOC 3, at Tangle on Sunday. So that's going to be the first thing that we do. Once we get done that, I have no idea what I'm going to do. We'll figure it out. Hey, you know what I could do? I could switch over to Rewind 99. How many tabs do you think has been your max? Oh, like open while streaming? Pff, 3 or 4. Seriously, not too much. Maybe a new game? I could, but only if it's a short game. It would have to be shorter because if it's on Sunday after those things, I only have so much time left after that. Not me sitting here with 100 tabs. I don't know how y'all do it. I can't do that. I can't. I've seen some people pull up their tabs whenever they're live and they're open their Google or whatever it is and they have like 47 tabs. How the, if you're not using those for the purpose of showing material to people, what the I can't do it. Can't do it. There's all kinds of stuff coming though, like Poppy Playtime, that dropped. I have yet to play any Poppy Playtime. The new Resident Evil is going to be dropping next week, bro. I haven't played Resident Evil in years. It's like, so I'm just trying to decide which routes to go down. I feel like Resident, even though I'm very behind in the Resident Evil universe, I feel like I still want to play it when it comes out. We still got to do Reanimal. Break. Someone go do my job so I can just stream and play games. My brain won't let me remember things, so I keep tabs open as reminders. Oh, that's fair. I can't wait for it either. I saw part of the demo while I was at TwitchCon. Only if someone works for you too. All right, we'll just do a trade-off. It'll be fine. We'll make it work. Ay, caramba, man. Ah, caramba. All right. I had an idea of where I was going to go, but now I'm not sure because I think they were changing stuff around. You like Silent Hill? I never really played Silent Hill. Have an AI coming in to help with my job. Oh my God. Oh my God. Just going through the list. I don't know if they're still going or not. I guess we'll find out in a second. I'll keep you guys updated. I mean, I know we're here, so it really doesn't matter that much, but I'll keep you guys updated about the multi-platform voting thing. I really want to get that working. I think it'd be super cool. Graham, thank you for the 34 months. Welcome back, friend. Lockdown Protocol? Damn, I haven't played that in a while. There's almost like too many new games for me to go back and play something like that right now. I want to play Roadside Research, that ridiculous alien game. I want to do that. I want to do more of the Burglar Gnomes. I have yet to play the Wizard game. If I was live every day, I would be able to work all this stuff in. So since I can't, I've just got to find a way to balance. I still need people to go on site and put equipment in. Yeah. Oh, the gnomes was so funny. Variety streamer. I mean, in a manner of speaking, I would like, I want to stay within the genre of doing horror and doing indie horror and stuff like that. But there's so many fun games that come out. I want to do those too. If you play Roadside, please play with Chinkus. Here's my problem with that. I say my problem with that, but it might not be a problem, is that he's already played it a lot. Like he played it with Dahlia. So I would be going in fresh, knowing nothing, and he would already have a bunch of experience. And I feel like that might be a problem because then I'm just sitting there saying nothing while he's trying to explain everything to me. Yeah, and the Gnome game was just a demo. That wasn't even the full game. So we're still waiting for that full game to release. Yeah. The Gnomes was hilarious, though. I can't wait for that full release. That's going to be funny, too. I need to start doing a little more research to figure out what new games are coming. Because I'm sure that there's some new ones that are on the way. All right. It's a teaching moment. He explains stuff in a fun... I mean, he does. Chingus is an amazing man. Another stream of Baron and Chingus Gnomes? Yes, please. I'll have to ask them. I'll ask if they're down, unless they want to play a different game. Again, I haven't played that Wizard game yet. What's it called? Yab Yab or something like that? Yap Yap? What is it? Is it Yap Yap? I haven't tried that yet. Yap Yap. I still want to do that. That'd be fun. Yeah. So while I don't necessarily call myself a variety streamer, at the same time, I mean, I don't know. We always go back to like Faz is the home base, but then we try whatever, really whatever we're in the mood for. Freaking Rewind 99. A redo. Oh, that's true. You know, Noob, I would like to do that. I would like to do Demonologist again with my PC acting correctly. Maybe I do that Sunday. Maybe on Sunday I see what friends are available. And then after I do the APOC stuff, we do Demonologist. Fun yelling arrow at your friends and they get hit and fly. Oh, see, it looks fun. It looks fun. All of these friend slop games, I love them. You have yet to play? It's definitely, I would always suggest to everybody, I think it's worth playing. Do I like it more than some other games? Not necessarily. Time to update, reinstall. Man, I'll have to reach out to the homies. All right, let's go raid, friends. If you are a follower, that's for you. If you're a sub, the next is for you. If you're a creepy tier 3, that is for you. Ooh, I need to, oh, there's another note. Thank you, Dark Wolf. I need to look into that. Another reminder. Check species unknown, projected, audio, prox chat edition. I'm telling you right now, I think that game would be played more if it already had it. At this rate, Flash needs a 12-hour stream. I mean, shit, do I turn one of these days into a 12-hour stream? Do I talk to Mrs. Flash? Mrs. Flash? Shit, might have to. Oh, I appreciate you, Song. Thank you, sir. Such a bummer to see deal with that while trying to, I know, it sucked, but I mean, I'm grateful that the PC was still something I could boot. Still something that I could boot and get everything off of it that I needed to. Yeah. Oh, noob. No, I appreciate you, man. No, I appreciate it. I think that might be the plan. I'm going to talk to some peeps about Sunday and see if they're able to. Radical, thank you for the follow. Needs to go full-time streaming. Still would not have enough time. No. Nope, absolutely not. All right, we're going to go raid a friend who is currently, I believe she just finished playing Poppy Playtime, the first chapter. So now she's on to chapter 2. I would like to get into them at some point and do like a run of all the games. dude, my list grows ever long. Fucking Poppy Playtime. I want to run all those. I want to do all the Resident Evils. I want to go play Red Dead 2. You name it. I want it. I want it all. All right. Let's get out of here. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything today. I will see you on FNAF. I still have to do all the FNAF. We've done a few of them, but I need to do more. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you guys do. Thank you so freaking much. You guys are amazing. I will talk to you guys on Sunday. Hopefully it is going to be Phasmo Apocalypse followed by Demonologist. We shall see. Love y'all. Bye.